Like it.
No, now we're live. Hey, Deb. Hey,
Our
Lindsay.
countdown didn't start out? I guess
I
not.
I see that we're live already, so let's
Okay,
do it.
hi guys. No, we're not. We're not live.
Says live. Yeah,
Wonder why it's not showing on my end.
isn't it? Deb, do you
Lin-
see
Yeah, it shows in StreamYard, but when I just went over to no Barkley, no one's here. Like I'm over in
Don't.
oh,
Yeah.
Lindsay said you're live. Okay, Lindsay, it's not showing
Yeah.
live on my end. So awesome. Hey Olivia. Hey guys. Barkley. Now, of course,
We'll
the
just
dog
pretend like
hasn't
we're
barked
not
all day.
live. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna pretend. Hey guys, it's good to see you. Welcome to Support with Steffa. Um, one moment, please. Say hi to everybody. I'm gonna introduce you, Sonny, just one second.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
saying
having temporary
yeah, we're
difficulties.
just having some technical difficulties called Barkley Roberts. One second.
I'm just trying to prove I'm Canadian again. There we go. I'm just gonna sit with this as my.
Yes, this is my Canadian friend. It's good to see everybody in the chat. I want to say hi to it. Hi, Lynn. Yes. Oh, Lynn, I just got your text. Yes, I'm now live. And Jill's in the house, and Purdue, and Dee, and
Yeah,
Lynn.
there they are.
Yes, and everybody.
There's,
This is Sunny, and Sunny is from A Criming Shame, and she's really important. So be really nice to her. She's very, very
don't,
important.
don't tell Deborah Adam that.
I'm
There you
giving
go.
you revenge right now. I hold on one second,
Hi,
Lynn.
Polly. Hi, Dee. Hi, Boston. Hi, Purdue. Hi, Jill. Hi, Charlie girl. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Dee Ashley. There we go. Hi, Sharon Parker.
I'm adding the mods. Hold on one
Yeah.
second.
Take your time. I'll just keep saying hi to everyone. Hi, Lynn. How are you? I feel like I'm hosting this all of a sudden now. Let's
Like,
get.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
Hold
I'm
on.
just kidding. Hi, Joseph. How are you?
Hi, Deb. Okay, if
Ding,
my thing does not,
ding.
I'm getting there, Lindsay. Hold on. You know I'm green. I'm just learning how to do all this. I never go live anymore. Well, not that I ever really did, but Lindsay, I think you should be
Hi,
good now.
Frank. Frank's
Isn't
too
your
busy
boyfriend?
watching UFC. Sorry,
He's watching UFC. Imagine that.
that's a
And
man thing.
yes, Olivia and Purdue, Dee, Jill, Lindsay, my girl, Ellen. Oh, you joined my channel, Ellen. Thank you. Ellen hung in with us last night. Ellen, we ended up being live till 4:30 in the morning, and I've been sick, like sick. Sharon Parker. Hi, Sharon. Welcome to my channel, Charlie girl. You guys, it's so good to have all of you. I'm seeing a couple names. Boston is here. It's good to see all you guys, and I'm so glad to have you here today. I have Sonny from It's a Crying Shame. I was looking to see if I had anybody yet from the Chris Watts community or from Summer Wells, because a lot of the stuff I have is more that some of you that are in the Delphi community are going to know some of this stuff. But I had people that coming over from Chris Watts as well as Summer Wells, and you will not know. They only know the basics for those of you in the Delphi community. A lot of them only know the basics. So it's a criming shame. She dives deep. She's awesome. I love her. I love her sense of humor. I love her style. She's
Keep going.
smart
Keep going.
and everything about her. And I want to be her someday. And but I watch her channel every night except last night when was on Lana's channel. And Lana, if you're in chat, never ever make me stay on until 4:30 in the morning because I can't do that again. Um, and she's not here yet. She would have said something. And it's a crying shame. I really appreciate you being here with us. For those of you that, oh, thank you, Purdue. You're beautiful too. Those of you that are never been to my channel before, I'll tell you a little bit about my channel and then we'll get started. My channel was actually not built for true crime. And I hope my daughter is listening. I know that she's not feeling well and she's in bed.
Hello,
But
daughter.
yes, she is. Oh, Lena's live. Okay. Um, we'll tell her she's not supposed to go live. I know what she's talking about. And if you're in her chat as well, Ellen, if you could say send my support over for Unmurdered and her spouse, I would. I saw a little bit of her life when she first started about what happened, and I would like just to send my support for Unmurdered and her wife. So my channel was actually started to make awareness for mental health, especially in children, and for families how to handle having mental health. Let me get back to StreamYard. Um, for families, how to handle it. Don't put it aside. And because my daughter had started mental health symptoms at age 8, we started her therapy at that time. And she is now 26 and living a wonderful life. And she has some medical issues, but she is doing awesome. And so that's why our channel was started in the first place. So, because we have a love for true crime, we were kind of obsessed with Chris Watts. That Colorado is pretty far from Ohio, where we're from, and we went to Delphi because we were interested in that case but didn't know a lot about it. Went to one of the walks, May of 2021, kind of as a Mother's Day thing, which I know a lot of people think that's weird, but for us it was kind of a bonding thing. And if you're into true crime, it's not weird, but to people that aren't, they're like,
Yeah.
who goes to like a place where somebody was murdered? But as you in the true crime community know that, especially the Delphi, it's all about justice. It's not about going to where it happened. It's about understanding the case. So we went. It was definitely a bonding experience for us. It taught me way more than what we were taught on ABC, NBC, all of that. Um, and I would, those of you that haven't watched, we have quite the interesting story, and maybe we'll talk about that in and out tonight as well. But we didn't know much about it. We just thought two girls went on a walk, went across a bridge. They got a picture of the guy coming at them across the bridge, and then they were found murdered. That's what we knew. You know, that's what ABC, NBC. Woofy, hi. Woofy and Kiki. Oh my gosh, hi Kiki. I knew that my Summer Wells and Chris Watts people would start coming. So that's what we knew about the case. And then sometime, I mean, Delphi, I thought Chris Watts, like, I still go back to that because I don't think justice has been served. However, this case, I thought that was crazy enough in all the rabbit holes, but this case, because they're
Hopefully she comes back in a second, eh? If not, I'll just take over. All right, so let's see here. How's everybody tonight? What is today? Saturday. Saturday. Yeah. Hi, Tracy. I see a lot of people that I know from the It's a Crime and Shame channel, and probably ones that come in here too. And stuff that has alive. Canadian, eh? No, you got to spell it right, Wolfie. EHEHA. Yeah, there we go. Yep. See, look, Canadian. This is Canadian Rockies. Well, it's just a magnet, but still, my bad. Yeah. Yeah, Deb always gives me crap when I say crime and shame. Oh, look at. I guess I'm hosting it all by myself. Can you guys still see me? Yeah, Purdue. Nice to see you. Hi, Tracy. How are you? Tracy always reminds me of that. Was her name Tracy Chapman? Is that why you picked that name, or is that actually like your name. Sonny did the Rogers at yeah, it did. Um, well, hold on. It you talking about Rogers? Did Sonny did Rogers? You talking about the like cable company, phone company? No problem. We got this. You know what? I wish I could play music without getting giving her a copyright strike. Maybe we should do that. No, just oh, okay, cool. Um, if you're talking about the okay, so I don't have Rogers. I deal with Telus, but it affected banking. No one could really do any banking unless you had like a Tangerine or certain other accounts. If that's what you're referring to, that was the first time that ever happened. That was crazy. No one could, for the people that needed to go to work and go get gas and stuff like that. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, poor Steffa, right? What's alive without a few hiccups in it? Give you one reason to stay here because you care about true crime and justice. That's your reason to stay here. Or it could be because Deb's in the house, Tracy Chapman's in the house, D Ashley on there. But anyways, thank you guys, because like I said, a lot of you are from the It's a Crime and Shame community as well that you come into. And yeah, so I don't know. Well, you know what? Let me say this. Oh, here she comes. Oh, hey, I was just
Sorry.
hosting for you for a little bit. No
Thank God I
problem.
have the professional here.
Wait, you guys are lucky. I was just about to belt out and sing a song, but you guys are so lucky because I would probably sound like a dog. Like, who let the dogs out? But
Whoop,
I
whoop.
was just about to, but then you came back, so good thing. Saved, the channel's numbers would have dropped.
I doubt that. So I've been talking, blah, 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 blah. Let me, so Sonny, first of all, first, y'all should know Sonny is the professional. She knows a lot about this case. She's taught me a lot about this case. Sonny, first of all, tell them a little bit about you.
Me? Let's see here. So basically, when I got into true crime, which it was not intentional, I was watching YouTube, and on the side of my screen was, the YouTube list of different things to watch. And I happened to see this one that said Delphi Murders. And I remember this picture of these two beautiful girls, and I was just like, don't click on it. Don't click on it, because since I was 26, I pretty much put away the paper and anything to do with paper, news, and anything. And the reason why is just because I'm a very deep empath. And so when I read these stories, I hurt. I
Yeah.
hurt for the parents. I hurt for the people that have now had to deal with this unfortunate impact in their life. And it just seems so heartbreaking that I decided every time I watch the news, every time I look at something, it's too heavy. And I just absorb people's emotions. And so, yeah, I just kind of plucked it away. Didn't want anything really to do. But every now and again, I'd sneak and watch, of course, my 48 hours and stuff
Right.
like that. Anything to do with, basically, I watch things like John Edwards, who's a psychic medium.
Yes.
Just, yeah. And then I would watch, like I said, some of these crime stories, like going, ugh. It's like your guilty pleasure. Like, I'm watching it because I'm curious how it all works.
Right.
But by the same token, you're upset. But anyways, so I click on the video and I'm just like, don't do it, don't do it. Oh shit, did it. Oh, watch your mouth, Sonny. Oh crap. Okay. And so yeah, and so I looked at the case. I remember going, what the heck's going on? There's two sketches. There's this old guy, young guy, blah, 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 blah. And I got confused by it all. And I wasn't even in true crime. Then the beautiful Suzanne Morphew case
Oh,
had come to the same thing on YouTube. So I put Delphi to the side because I was just looking at it, but it was always in the back of my mind. So I started working on the Suzanne Morphew case because that one was just new. I saw this beautiful aura of this beautiful lady, and I knew right away that there was something wrong. No mother just disappears on Mother's Day while her husband's away, while the daughters are away, and all of a sudden, she disappears on this bike ride. No way. As soon as Barry Morphew even opened up his mouth, I was so mad. I was like, "You're guilty, dude. You're
Yep.
guilty." And so I basically just followed Suzanne Morphew, made tribute videos. I just followed the breadcrumbs as they were being told. But I'm very intuitive, yeah. So I mean, I basically kind of knew the storyline from the start because it was very parallel to my life. Just I didn't end up dead because she's dead. But it was
Right.
very parallel to abuse and different things. And her aura just was so strong, just so strong. And so what happened was I was taking a break from Suzanne Morphew. I had just finished doing a tribute video. And I thought, you know what? I remember this case, the Delphi case. And because of Barry Morphew being implicated into it, in a sense that people thought that Barry Morphew was the bridge guy, I thought, you know what? I'm going to go back to this case. And that's when I was like, and I was hooked after that. I felt like Suzanne at the time had got her justice. Barry had been arrested. And I felt like the girls needed me. Now, if I were to put intuition and intuitive into it, I would say because Suzanne was from Indiana and Barry, they were from over in Alexandria area there, that, portion in Indiana, which was very close to Delphi. And it was like this strong pull over there.
Yep.
And anyways, so Delphi, I've paid attention to the Chris Watts, even though I cannot stand the guy. I've paid attention to Summer Wells. That case broke my heart, still does. A lot of craziness in that case. It was really crazy. It was, and it's no different than the Lori Vallow case. Like that one in itself, I literally had to not watch anymore. It was like a movie, like a horror
Yes.
movie that you couldn't even picture that this happened.
I know.
Like you're like, what kind of crazy world? Like, is this true? Is zombies and killings of oh my God, crazy.
Like
Oh,
how can that even happen? Like
mhm. So it's been 2 years. Oh, I should say just over 2 years now, uh, that I've been into true crime. Yeah.
two
Hi,
years.
hanging with Sonny. Hi, Steve. Yeah.
Oh, Steve's here too?
Yeah, True Crime Web, he's right there.
Steve, I'm gonna get crazy and make you a mod. Drop field, please,
Oh,
everybody. Subscribe to True Crime Web. I'm about to make him a mod. And I even sent you an email, Steve, but you probably don't know that because it was yesterday. But Steve is doing something awesome in the true crime community.
mhm,
And I will have him definitely on my channel. We are actually going to collaborate together, but he's doing something amazing. I don't even want to put the words in because I can't. Something kind of like the NCIS for law enforcement, because he's retired law enforcement. So
yeah,
like NCIS for sleuthers, so that we can have some kind of network to know what's happening in the true crime community, for sleuthers, for people for crimes that are being committed in each state, because we don't have any information on that
yeah.
kind of program. And he's working on making a database. Sorry, I had to get that
Just,
real
you know
quick.
what? Just a great person. Just a
Yeah.
great person. I love it. I love it myself when I come across really caring, when they're pure. I call it pure. It means you're doing everything straight from your heart. There's no ulterior motive. It's because you care about people. I wish there was more people in the world that cared about each other, and put more time and
Yeah.
effort into that instead of the negativity. But I love it when I come across these personalities because you can just feel it, see it. And he's been a great resource, great help whenever we've needed him. It's because we love listening to him too, because he has great advice. Yeah.
And he comes with he's so matter of fact. Like we get and we don't have that law enforcement, and he's not just any law enforcement. He's got CSI, he was a sniper, he did it all, training and all these awesome things, and we don't have that perspective. And so we get
Exactly.
somebody to come in there with us, and we're like, oh, we just want to absorb his information. And
Absolutely.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Um, okay, so that's how you got in, and kind of how I came in. Well, I wanted to know more. I had no idea that true crime even was on YouTube, because I knew YouTube when it came out, and my daughter would be like, she was a teenager, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you can watch this. Watch people do like stupid stuff, like you know, remember, I don't know, like teenagers do, I don't know, remember the Tide Pods when that was happening, and just
Yeah.
stupid stuff that kids do."
Yeah.
And I'm like, YouTube, is it like the letter U and then the number two? And so I had no idea that real what was out here. Then I get to YouTube and I'm like, oh my gosh, like there is so much information out here, and the mainstream media has no information. They just like do this little storyline. Okay, I even was on a creator. I was in a creator's chat, a pretty big creator, on Friday, because I was so sick and I was off work, so I was watching, and she was going over Ron Logan, and she's like, "Well, why is there even any question? This guy, he walks Ron Logan, he's walking bridge guy. Well, first of all, we know that little film is what, 1.5 seconds. Like
Yeah.
it's just basically
It's like a boop. There you
a
go.
loop.
Boop.
That's it. And so, and then she's like, and then if you listen, it says down the hill, that's him. And then in the affidavit, the
The
search
search warrant?
affidavit, yes, it said he can't be or he cannot be ruled out. Like his voice is not non-consistent. That's what it said, not
Right.
non-consistent. And I'm like, so I mean, and because she was the creator, like the entire chat was like, yeah, that's him 100%. And I'm going, please stop, please. I'm going crazy.
Yeah. It's so far off the mark for anyone that thinks it's Ron Logan. It's just not. It's just not.
I do think he probably knows more information.
Absolutely.
But
Different story.
yeah, and
Yeah.
especially going there, like those trestles, some of them had like 3 feet in between them. Like
Mhm.
he's a 77-year-old man. He
Oh,
would have had to walk, I mean, like kind of leap.
yeah.
I don't think he could have leaped. I couldn't have, I didn't do it. I was like,
Yeah.
nope.
For me, it's just way off course. Like, if he had something to, if he had knowledge or anything like that with it, sure, perhaps, yeah, because there is things that don't make me rule him out, or you
Right,
know, type of thing. There are things I won't rule him out because there's just too many things that, but not for the bridge guy. Absolutely not.
right.
Yeah, no, no.
And let's talk about bridge guy really big, really quick. I don't have a bridge guy person yet. I can't see. I'm sorry, I can't see. Although Sunny is trying to convince me. I mean, I see definitely what she sees, but she has somebody that she thinks in her mind is a 100% bridge guy, 100%, and
Well, 1 million's close enough.
1 million%.
Close enough. Yeah.
And but I do definitely, through learning so much from her and different creators, now that I see that my true crime people from Summerwells and people coming over from the other channels that really don't know much about this case, you all are going to be like, what in the actual F? I
Goodbye,
declare
hanging with
it
Sunny.
F. Yes, you guys are going to be like, I had no idea, because those of you that came over from the other communities I was in just know about where I showed you on the map, how it was laid out, the videos I showed you, what happened, that you knew that the girls were dropped off around 1:36 ish, or what was that? What about 1:36 ish?
Uh, it was, yeah, more, yeah, 138 to 145, somewhere in there,
Yeah,
but close enough.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Um, by her sister Kelsey. Um, that the first picture was uploaded to Snapchat at 209 of
207.
Abby. 207, One moment, let me change that to my phone.
207.
All last night, Lena, if you're watching, I'm so sorry. She has a whiteboard of everything. That's
Yeah.
what she sent me.
Oh, gotcha.
Good night,
Yeah.
Frank. Good night, Frank. So at
Good night,
2:07
Frank.
was the Snapchat. This used to be called the Snapchat murders,
Correct.
and that's why I wouldn't watch it, because I wouldn't when I was found out that this was called the Snapchat murders. 'Cause I was afraid. I was like, my daughter was, let's see, 5 years ago she'd been 21, and she did that Snapchat thing, and
Yeah.
that the wording freaked me out. So I didn't watch it. I didn't learn anything about it till a couple years later. Um, but at 2:13 is when the filming started of
Correct.
Bridge Guy, and law enforcement says that the murders were over by 3:30. That's not like that big of a window.
Law enforcement? No.
I'm sorry. I thought that's what.
It was said through Erskine, Abby's
Oh,
uncle.
Erskine. That's
Yeah,
right.
Dave
Okay.
Erskine.
So yeah,
Yeah.
3:30. It was on the Erskine text. So hey, so those of you that don't know what the Erskine texts are, um,
Just
maybe we
Google it,
should.
really.
Yeah, maybe we should show that to them. Um, Erskine is David Erskine. He is Abby's uncle, and he helped find Abby. Do you want to talk about the Sonny? Do you want to talk about the Erskine um, text?
Um, yeah, sure. Well, I mean, let me.
Or, and
I don't
if you
like.
believe them,
Pardon.
and if you believe them,
Yeah, okay. So let me just pull them up because I don't like quoting from unless it's properly said from
okay.
how it was said. So just give me a second, okay? Okay, let's see here.
But y'all don't want to leave because it's gonna be very interesting.
Okay, so one of the things that he said was they were bounded. They were touching but not tied together. Abby was dressed, Libby was nude. Libby's top half was covered with leaves and sticks, almost like they were trying to cover her. So that was one of them. Let me just click back on this one. Um, and then the person said, but you said there was no rape. If there was no rape, there is no DNA. And he said, correct. I don't know why she was nude, but I read the coroner's report. The only DNA would be from Libby's fingernails. She fought like hell. And then he said, the other person says, yes, maybe it is the DNA they are referring to. Please let me know if there is anything else. And if I come across anything, I will contact you. Um, Another text with him was, let me just pull it up. Whoever did it targeted Libby for sure and knew what they were doing with Abby. It was personal with Libby. Yes, I heard Libby had most of the injuries, but it could be that she was trying to defend Abby. She was bigger. And then the other person says, Libby's head was an inch away from being taken completely off. Abby was stabbed in the heart and artery in her neck. Then a part of a text says, no, I'm fine. Me and my other sister's boyfriend are the ones who found the girls Tuesday. Not much worse you can show me. And where's the let me just see if I can find it here. I'm just kind of looking if I can't find it. I want to clear up something else actually as I see it. From Becky Patty. So Ali said that one of the girls said, is that creepy guy still following us? Becky Patty answers, check with the interview of Holman with Alexis Adams. And then the person says, okay, thank you. And it was something that was said, but not actually said on the video of that, 43-second video about creepy. That was just a word that was inserted in there by the mom. So that's not true.
Oh, okay, okay. And for
I'm
those,
just
because
trying to find. Go ahead.
some of the people in chat don't know who. Well, David Erskine. Let me repeat again. David Erskine is Abby, one of the girls that was murdered, that's her uncle, and he found her body. And those text messages are from David Erskine's with somebody else about talking about the bodies. And then um, uh, Becky Patty is Libby's grandmother, and that's what Sonny's talking about now. I just want to let
Yeah.
them know because they some of the your people all know, but some of the people that were coming from the other community might not know.
Yeah. And so just go back to that. The coroner's report stated everything was over by 3:30. Doesn't say AM, doesn't say PM, it just says 3:30. No rape. But I was told the report was not released. This person's, and then he says, which would be Dave Erskine, says Becky Patty told me the families. Oh no, sorry. The person that he's talking to says Becky Patty told me the families have not been told whether they were raped or not. And Erskine says, and she lied to you. He says, also, Abby survived until the next day. She tried to crawl away. Okay. So that's when you hear about stuff like that, that's where this comes from. And then I think that there's just was one more here. It just says not even close. Okay. So this is a sick rumor. And I'm sorry to have to show you this. Thanks for letting me know. He says, no, that's not her, Abby. Abby was placed there on the ground like a doll, hood up, hands folded, wearing the same clothes as the pic from the bridge. So those are pretty much the Erskine texts. There might be a couple more out there. Those are the basics of the ones that I've personally ever seen. Um, it's just, the thing is that a lot of this will come to fruition of being truth, for sure.
Um, I was confused when they talk about. He says that she's laying like a doll with her
But yeah,
hoodie up, but then he says she crawled like she
right,
was in a crawling position. So which one was she? You know what I mean? That it's
correct.
kind of
I don't
contradictory.
think that the crawling one will be found to be true.
Gotcha.
I think, I mean, I've looked at the crime scene from Devil's Hop Yard. Like, I don't like looking at it, and I can see the knife right in the neck of one of the girls. I don't, but you know what? I put my brain in a different compartment, and I
Yeah.
do what I have to do because this is about Abby and Libby and justice for the missing and the murdered. And I know, for instance, that there's a mask there. I know that the BG has a mask underneath of his chin. That's a mask. He's not wearing a mask, but he doesn't know he's being recorded either. Either way, if it comes out in the reports ever, the mask that's underneath the bridge guy, right, which is on my POI's Facebook, slash the fact that it's at the crime scene as well,
Yeah.
along with again the knife in the neck, certain other things like a bunny rabbit that has headphones on with the microphone. It's as if whatever staging was done, it was led to mislead. It won't shock me, and this isn't fact, okay? But it wouldn't shock me if perhaps Ron Logan was being set up because there was a misdirection, and that so many people thought, and of course there was a search warrant that was served on him right quick. Well, I should say right quick. A couple weeks later, a few weeks later. But anyways, we'll all see what comes to fruition. I'm just about the connections and the BG. Simple. The rest of it is neither here nor there to me. What he was wearing that day, it's not going to make a difference because
Right.
unless someone can pull that picture in a sense and go, here, he's wearing this on his hip, he's wearing this on his wrist, he's wearing this camera, no one can do that. So it becomes neither here nor there. No one's going to be able to. So unless friends knew that type of evidence, that means that the only people that know are the people that involved. For me, in my case, it was a matter of taking pictures, and there's not one picture that looks like that you can see his whole face, but you can see parts of the face, meaning you get to know it
Yeah.
after. I always use the term 50,000, but I've taken at least 70,000 pictures, if not more, of the bridge guy. So
Yeah. She has done extensive research into Bridge Guy and with her
absolutely.
with her um, with her different programs of looking deep into his face, and I mean, just amazing things with that. I mean, I'm learning a lot from her by
Well,
her person of interest, and how she matches up his face, and all. It's very, very interesting. Hi, Grizz.
hey
I
Grace,
wonder.
how are you? Can I quickly say something
Sure.
about that, Steffa? So it's one of those things. It's the question that I posed to you, and the question was, so I was showing Steffa a few pictures, and I was showing the exact, for instance, mole. He has a dimple chin, the BG, and that exact mole that's on his chin. So I took Keegan's chin with the exact mole, showed her. So I showed her a few pictures, asked her if she could see it. She's like, "Yeah, I get what you mean." But the point becomes, what is it about people that, or that question, that people aren't actually believing what they're seeing? That's for me is the frustrating part. But yet I have to ask it. Well, I shouldn't say that. As long as the FBI has all the information, that's good. That's good. But
Right.
when it comes to the public, I just want them to be aware of their surroundings and the
Yeah.
involvement of who's involved, in a sense. And now I can't sit there and say that they're guilty, right? Because that only will happen in a court of law. But I can show, if I can find the markings and all that. But the bottom line is that most people cannot understand, especially if you haven't done the work behind it. They do not understand because they're thinking, how do you get the blurring, like it's a blurred video. So
Right.
right in their head, they're thinking, well, this is a clear picture, but this is a blurred picture. So unless you do that work yourself, it's the only way that you'll fully believe in your own convictions, right? So I
It's
accept that. I accept that people, that either don't want to put in the work, they just want to follow the case. Some people do want to do the work, and I have no problem showing. But that's the difference between me doing my own work, using the actual ISP video, whether it was Diggers or not, or my own. It's the actual ISP video that was put out. Digger had specifically told me that, hey, you can just go do it yourself. And I did. I went and did it myself, and created my own little video. But the actual images I used for my work, in a sense, is from the ISP video, meaning there's other people that have sent me images or I've received images, but 90% of anything I ever put out is my own work. Sometimes if somebody puts out a clearer picture, perhaps, or it comes off a little bit better, because I'm only doing it to my skills, right? And when I
right.
started this, I'm creative, but I had to learn. So,
Right.
but that's the difference, is that I work on it every single day. Other people, they're going, what's this? I don't understand what's in front of me. Okay, I kind of can see a mark, but yeah. So
I
it is
can't.
what it is.
I struggle. I'm just learning. I struggle with that, with seeing much on his on Bridge Guy at all, because it to me is so blurry. Um, but I wanted to give a couple dates here. Um, Let me see. I was looking these up last night. Okay, so Derek German.
Yep.
Some of our um, people in chat are not going to know who Derek is. Derek is Derek German, and I hate using names but I think we're going to kind of have to in
It's
this
okay.
situation. Um, but Derek German is Libby's father. Okay, Libby obviously was one of the girls that died, brutally murdered. Um, Derek didn't, and his ex-wife, I think they were married, right? Libby's mom,
Yeah.
Carrie, they were married at one time. Okay. So, they, Derek had, and they did not have custody of Libby. Mike and, Becky
Becky.
Patty did. That's the grandparent. That's Derek's parents. But Derek did live in the home.
Yep.
And Derek did have a drug problem at one time. Um, and on um, September 14th of 2014, so this is, 2.5 years before the murders, Derek gets in trouble at 5:30 a.m. for possession of a methamphetamine. He was arrested on suspicion of dealing meth after officers served a search warrant. Um, and I was looking at the judge. So I don't have the conviction date. I don't have the details
He's
on.
yeah, he spent about I think it was a year, and then it's like it just got knocked down to nothing.
Yes,
Like
but the
nothing.
other ones did not.
Mhm.
Um, they did have to spend time in prison,
Right.
which would have been Jamie, Cheshire, and oh, maybe there was only one. Let's see, right. Oh, yeah, there was just one. Okay, that were together with him. So that
Was Judge
happened.
Fouts that case? Was it the
Well,
Judge Fouts
no,
on
that's
that
why I
case?
was looking. It was Judge Benjamin Diner. That's why I was
Okay,
looking.
Diner. Okay. Yeah.
Well, that did the initial. I don't
Yeah, but
know.
then Judge Fouts became the judge, I believe.
He might have done that. Was
I
just
think
the
it was.
initial search warrant. So he might have done the case though. But the thing is, I don't have what his plea agreement was.
Correct. The one person that I think that I remember, like the thing is that there's truly not like there is paperwork. Matt Sullivan has a video on Derek German with regards to this whole thing. To be honest, that's where I was initially watching some of the paperwork that he was showing. Um, so it's one of those things. It's not fact because we really haven't seen, right, because some of the files case destroyed different things. Um, can I answer quickly this question from Boston? Because it's a great question. And it's the one that says, at Steffa Sonny, what about the man in the park bench, a lady that took a picture dressed just like the bodybuilder, similar? You're talking about the one with the two kids in that picture, aren't you, Boston?
I
I
don't even know
believe
what
that
pitch she's talking about.
it's at
Sure.
6:43 timestamp, my time. So that would be obviously 9:43 your timestamp.
In the morning,
No, the
that morning on the
timestamp where
first.
Boston says that. Do you mind if I answer
Oh,
him on that?
no, no, yes, yes, please. I just didn't know. I don't know the pic she's or he is talking about.
Oh, I know what picture he's talking about. I just want to clarify that it is that what it won because there what it was that there was a picture of this guy with a blue jacket sitting on a bench with some two kids going by. This person is from Lafayette. It was all around for a long time. No, you don't. Honestly, I know what picture you're talking about. Okay, there's great confusion with this at first, and I understood why. His name is Christian Mathis, not Christopher Mathis, Christian Mathis. Okay. So he is not involved from anything I've ever seen. It was just a picture that was taken that somebody thought looked like the BG. And by all rights, I get it because when you look at him, he is attached to a lot of those similar people, right? He's from Lafayette. Like I said, somebody just took a picture, but I figured out who it was. Again, I dig hard. So I remember coming across, I was looking up Christopher Mathis and I seen Christian Mathis. And I could tell by the hat and stuff he was wearing that because he had on this hat that was almost like what I call a conductor almost hat, like it's more of the box leathery box style thing. So anyways, so yes, I ruled him out because he wasn't part of the bridge guy. It was like he's not the bridge guy. So anyways, if somebody wanted to look him up, his name was Christian Mathis, not to be confused with Christopher Mathis. Isn't that crazy though?
That is.
You have two names that are Chris Mathis, but anyways, but yet if you follow his trail, a lot of his friends will be in those same groups of people, but that's just part of the territory of small town living, right? So that's the picture that you're speaking around. Mhm.
Okay, let's see.
I did a video on that one quite a while back. It might
Um,
not even be up still.
my mom asking if I was going to go. What do you say? I will. Was she? asking if I
Mm.
was going to go for a drive.
I don't remember what we are talking about because I remember looking at that question going, oh, squirrel.
Okay. Okay. So, for those of you, so let's talk about to go back to Derek German because I want to
Yeah,
keep
please.
cut
Oh,
to
Derek, that was it. That was it. Thank you.
Derek, because I want to. So when I go, they'll understand. Um, Although I do see a lot of people that are from our community. Hey T, oh my goodness, it's so good to see you, darling. There's a Chris Watts person. Okay, so we're Derek German.
Yeah.
Um, he ends up getting in trouble for meth, but he gets a light sentence. And let's talk about. So that was in February, or excuse me, September of 2014. Okay, girls aren't killed until for another 2.5 years.
Mm,
But he's got some enemies in the meth world,
absolutely.
and I don't want to go into like the Lafayette boys, but there are
The Kokomo crew, you mean?
Kokomo crew. Yes, yes, Lafayette
Mm.
boys.
Lafayette Boys Club, Judge Fouts right there.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah. Hmm.
Um, we'll
Same
be here
kind
all
of
night.
thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, you can say that for my channel. Yeah.
right, right. We'll go real deep with
Or
your
I
channel.
should say
Okay.
our channel because it's mine and Deb and Adams now.
Yes. I hope is Deb still here. Um, so okay. So that happens with Derek. People are pissed off at him. And I don't want anybody to come after me because I'm saying names. And I say names because you say names, Sonny, so I'm going to say names.
Yeah.
But it's out there. I mean, it's
They're
going to be
out
on
there.
these. It's going to be out there with on these interviews that
Yeah.
that I'm about to show.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a family called the Paladinos, and you can stop me, Sonny, if I say something wrong.
Sure.
In the
Stop.
Paladin,
No, just kidding.
you got it wrong. Okay, so the Paladinos are kind of like the kingpins in the meth world.
One of.
One of, and I believe they're pretty pissed off that Derek got off, and I don't know if he owed them money. I don't know if that's ever actually come out, right?
Well, it's been said, but it doesn't mean for that it's true.
Right.
But if you put the whole puzzle together, it would be a very presumable insinuation that it's probably true.
Okay. So there's that. And his daughter is Libby. If you look at the text, Libby got the brunt of the killing. And so let's go on to. So we got now everybody understand we got Derek German, right? Derek German is Libby's dad. Libby died. She's got the one that got really is the one that got the worst.
The brunt end of the stick, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So let's go on to Garett Kirts. You want to talk about Garett Kirts? Because Garett Kirts.
Yes. Okay. Well, with Garett Kirts, go ahead.
No, you go. No, please. Please.
Okay. I'll just take over. Okay. Stop. No.
Oh, you go.
So Garett Kirts came to fruition because of the murders of Ray Hanisch and Nicole Bowen in 2019. Garett Kirts worked on Ron Logan's land, and his family, his dad and that, were good best friend, like good friends. So he basically grew up a lot on Ron Logan's land. Plus, him and say Keegan Dunker, for instance, they I think it was so Garett Kirts' grandparents. Everyone seems to come from Brookston. Brookston, just a little bit off of Delphi there. Oops, I don't know who's messaging me. Anyways, just a little bit from Delphi. So the whole real thing here is that the girls were found on Ron Logan's land. Basically, like what Ali has said. He either worked or around the area, one of the two. Hunter had specific kind of things. Now it's not Garett Kirts, okay? But Garett Kirts, like I said, so you kind of have to fast forward to look at the Ray Hanisch, Nicole Bowen case to see a lot of parallels, especially with the Ray Hanisch case. Now, Ray Hanisch case, according to Open Secrets, and you'll find it on Reddit, that Garett Kirts admits that he staged Ray Hanisch's death, but he was never, no charges have been brought against him. Same with Palladino for Nicole Bowens. But anyways, so Garett Kirts. What else do you want me to say? I mean, they say I could go on
Okay,
all day.
so I'm going to go into Open Secrets. I'm going to show their the interview, a little bit of the
Okay.
interview. Um, so we have Nicole Bowen. Okay, so we have Garett Kirts, and he is a POS. Um, and he
Okay.
had so he gets in a relationship with a girl named. Hold on, I don't want to look at that's the
Ashley Garth.
Ash. I know, but I was trying to find the date, like the date that they killed her.
Oh,
Um,
Nicole Bowen.
yeah. Do you have the
Nicole
date on
Bowen
there?
was March 31st of 2019, and Ray Hanish was March 13th of 2019, 2 weeks before. And they found Ray's body on March 17th.
Okay. So Nicole Bowen is Derek was seeing her, but
Correct.
he had been in a long term relationship with Ashley Garth. Um,
Correct.
okay. Ash, the what has been said, and I don't know if he comes out and says it in Open Secrets, if he actually says that Nicole Bowen, his girlfriend at the time, was at Ray Hanish's murder. Um,
Correct. She
he does
was.
say it yeah, I know she was, but did he say it in the Open Secrets?
Yes, in the Open Secrets video.
In Open Secrets, okay.
Yeah.
So what we'll watch. Well, I don't want to bother, but I mean, if I know a lot of people have seen it from your community,
Oh, yeah, but there's people here that,
that may
um,
not have. Okay,
right, and are people that will come across the video in time and stuff like that,
okay. So
right?
Ray Hanish. So as I was reading in there, Ray told his mom that there was this people in a van and they were showering and he was feeding them, and I believe that was Ashley Garth and
No,
Garett Kirts.
that's correct. Incorrect.
That is.
Yeah.
Oh
Me, are you talking about when he took a couple people into his home?
no, I thought that's how he met Garett Kirts.
Ashley?
I thought that's what that was all about, or was it
No. No, they stalked him on Grinder. Ashley had worked
just
with
the
him.
grinder? Okay.
Yeah. The people are getting that confused though, but so there was a couple, and I believe that the girl was pregnant. And this is just according, I believe, to what his sister has told me. But anyways, that he took this couple into his home. He was that type of person that he just, you could tell he's a nurse, right? And I don't know what it is, but every time I look up somebody, the females and that are nurses, but it just seems like it's a nurse thing. Because usually when you're in that type of work environment, usually that deems that you're a very caring, empathic person, unless of course your life goes away, which obviously has happened with people when they do drugs and stuff like that. They involve themselves in stuff they probably would have never have done if they were normal. But regardless, so it was a couple. So with the Ray Hanish case, they another piss off of a case because he's not got his justice. Because basically, Cher, according to Cher, like it was just deemed as well.
There's
This
his
is
mom, right?
no, that's his sister. Dottie's his mom.
Okay.
Dottie.
Cher, according to Cher,
Yeah.
go ahead. Cher,
So according to
his
Cher,
sister.
um, basically they were worried because they hadn't heard from him in a few days. They asked someone to go do a welfare check. And anyways, that's when they found Ray Hanish's body, March 17th. And so basically there was no crime scene. They deemed it as, oh, this is what happens in a gay type of lifestyle. Like basically you reap what you sow, and this is what happened. And Garett Kirts later on claimed that, so it was deemed as an accident. Sorry, it was deemed as like, was it
It was
asphyxiation?
yeah, and I think
No,
that they were saying that they did the whole erotic asphyxiation is what they were saying.
right, right. And then it was later determined that it was like accidental homicide.
Yeah, the ligature asphyxiation is what the
We
final.
all know Kurt's motive, or his. We all know
Yes.
Kurt's. That should tell you probably. I bet you at the crime scene, it's not about the girls being strangled because it's not Garett Kirts, but I don't believe that he was actually there myself. So I'm curious if strangulation, because Kurtz is a strangler. That's his MO. But anyways, so yeah, so it was only because of, so Ashley Garth's phone was left in the apartment. The people that were there that we know of was Nicole Bowen and Garett and sorry, and Garett Kirts. Okay, we don't know who else was there. There was cigarette butts left, cups. His place was basically a mess. They stole his car, his TV, his wallet. And Ashley Garth's phone was found there, but doesn't mean she was there. Who knows? They don't believe she was there. But again, if they didn't deem it as a crime scene, they literally, all that evidence is gone, all of it. So basically, I think the way it was said was that Garett Kirts confessed to the fact that, yeah, I accidentally killed Ray Hanish. We were having sexual, you know, um, whatever sex with that asphyxiation thing. Oops, he just died. And then what? They didn't even report him that he was died, like no call for help, no nothing. Accidental, my butt. Right, because it's not. It's not. But anyways, with Open Secrets, he admits later that it was staged. But she has that audio, and I keep asking, like, like as far as I know, that audio would have been given to the LE, but there's been no justice for Ray. There's been justice somewhat for Nicole Bowen, but how can you replace a daughter? Um, so yeah. So Garett Kirts, again, parallels with Delphi is the fact that he admits to staging. The Delphi was staged. If you, again, look at who it's tied in, Garett Kirts and Chris Mathis. I keep saying this, and I'll say it to him blue in the face. They're the only two people that are talking about Delphi as if the people involved in knowing about Delphi and that Palladino.
That's
Um,
what I was going to say, that he was involved.
yeah,
And Palladino supposedly.
disgusting how they
So,
handled it. Yeah.
yes. So Palladino and Garett Kirts. So Palladino. Okay, back to Palladino, the kingpin of the meth. Um, Garett Kirts and Palladino have a meth operation going on, but he's part. Okay, he has Garett Kirts is part of their little operate. The big. He's a smaller player in the meth operation that Palladino has going on. The Palladinos, the family. But Jason Palladino, apparently, or one of the Palladinos, um, this is allegedly, allegedly, um, puts the hit on Libby because over this because of the meth issue and Derek. Allegedly, again, this is a theory. Okay,
I
how about
wouldn't
that?
use the word probably put the hit, but
That's what someone said. Use that word.
yeah.
I'm sorry. It was a revenge killing.
I think that she was definitely a target. Put the hit sounds like it's mafia. Well, I mean,
Put the. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, scratch that. That'll probably be used against me.
I would, yeah, no, I would just say put the hit. I would say more of like was a target.
Was a target. Okay,
Yeah,
that's better wording. Um, that's why um, Jarrett or Garrett Kurtz calls himself a
calls
soldier.
himself a soldier.
Huh.
Hmm.
I don't know when he. Hmm. Interesting.
Mike, remind me about that one because I remember about the soldier thing, and that was said in something else about a soldier, and I'm trying to and I can't place it at this very second. But anyway, go ahead, Palladino or whatever you were going on, or
Oh
Libby.
yeah, I was saying that that this is the theory is that it was a revenge kill. This is one of the theories. It was a revenge killing against
Exactly,
Derek.
a theory.
A theory against Derek. Um,
A good theory, but a theory.
a what?
A good theory, but a theory.
Yeah. How about a hypothesis?
Yeah,
So
hypothesis.
there's some evidence to that. I agree. Everyone deserves justice regardless of their private lives. Yeah, and this guy was a good guy. He's a nurse, so I'm a nurse. He's in Ray Hanish. I mean, to be a nurse, you gotta.
Again, you just
There
have to
are,
look at his aura. His
yeah,
beautiful aura.
yeah.
You know,
I don't care what he does in his bedroom, as long as it's consented. That's none of my business. Um, or what he did. Nobody deserves to be hurt, um, and definitely not murdered. So,
absolutely.
um, but usually, if you go into nursing, usually your heart is good. I only know a couple that that don't have good intentions when they start nursing school,
Yeah.
um, because it's a lot of work to do that just for the heck of it, to be a glorified butt wipers. That's what my mom used to say. Mom, if you're in chat, I'm using your words. Um, that's what she used to always say. I'm just a glorified wiper. I'm like, Mom, you say she
Glorified
literally
wife.
like, was an ICU nurse, and I'd be like, I think you do a little bit more, but
You know,
you,
as long as nurses remember to always, like, I remember when I was in the hospital and this one lady was, we'll just say she wasn't a nice person. And I literally told her, what are you doing in this business if you literally don't care about people no more? Because your
yeah,
attitude stinks. And she was just miserable. And for me, I'm sorry. I've been in customer service and hospitality for over 30 years. And, it's one of those things that when you're in that business, either you're in it because you love it. And once you start love, because your own bad life or your own angry life exudes onto other people. But when you're in the hospital, those people need to be cared for properly and they don't need badass attitudes. I'll tell you that.
that is one thing my mother did. Mom, if you're in chat, say hi. You're allowed to say hi. Usually, I tell her she has to be quiet to the end of chat because she will be say her silly stuff. But she one time she said, or she taught me this, and this really helped me get out of being a drug detox rehab nurse. She had told me, she said, when it's time to switch your field of nursing, when you get to a point where um, you're hard hearted in that field.
Yeah.
And that's where I was with when I was doing being a detox nurse and rehab nurse. I
Yeah.
was like, it was taking its toll on me because I was like, I didn't have the compassion that I had when I started. And then I was like, okay, I remembered her saying that to me. Like, oh yeah, mom's reminded me that it was time to go to a different area. And now I love what I do because
Right.
I
Yeah.
have a lot of passion for it. I can't see myself ever leaving. But
I was going to say, at the end of the day, and this is for anybody out there, if you're working in a job that you're just not happy and miserable at, it's impacting outwardly to other people because if you're not happy at your job, it's funny how much that comes back to your home and back to people you're talking to and all that. When you're happy with what you're doing, right, then it impacts your family better, the people, your friends better. It just goes without saying, to be honest with you. But people get into those miserable ruts and complain about being miserable, but yet do nothing about it. But it's amazing how change, like you said, for yourself,
yep,
and now you're doing something that you love. And
yeah.
now you're happier. The aura comes back, the light comes back. So it's
Oh
nice.
yeah. I love being in a nurse case manager or in case management. It's a whole different ballgame. Like you not only do you do the medical piece, but you also like make sure they have their basic needs met. And because if they can't, if you they you're making sure they're getting to their cardiologist and taking their meds. Well, if they don't have water in their house,
Yeah.
then they what are we really doing for them? And I love it. I love my job. I
Well,
have a
I
great
can see. It's so funny how when you were talking about the other one, and then all of a sudden you start talking about this one, and your face just lights up.
change. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I love it. I absolutely. And I deal with but that job, it was rough. However, I learned. I mean, I still have patients that are drug addicts, but so it that position that I had as a detox nurse and a rehab nurse comes into effect. Like I get to use those skills that I learned, um, but I'm getting to help them move on to the next in the next part of their life and better their families. And I mean, I
absolutely.
really love it. I love it.
Nice.
It's my
Good.
favorite job I've ever had.
Yeah.
You're right,
Well,
so singers.
but don't you find stuff that the most rewarding feeling? And people can call it cheesy. I don't care. But it's the most rewarding feeling is when you're doing things for others
Yeah.
because maybe just talking to them that day made their day. Maybe just helping them for a moment, wiping their butt, whatever you want to call it. Either way, meaning it's the most rewarding feeling when you put yourself aside to do something for somebody else, and it just fills up the heart. And
Yeah.
the person is kind of like, wow, this person was really good to me. This person was really nice to me. You didn't have to do that. Or I love stuff like that.
Me too. Me
Great
too.
feeling.
Oh, Detective Steve said cops and nurses have special relationships. Yeah, we do. We do because we see a lot of crap. A lot of crap.
Not
Um,
literally though, right?
yeah, we do.
I'm just kidding.
Like I told you about cleaning those butts. Well, I don't. I'm sure that Steve has walked in on a lot of stuff. You never know if you're the person that gave them a reason to live. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Oh, my CNAs were the best. Wanda, I have the utmost respect for.
Beautiful Wanda. Hmm.
Yep. And then became an activity director due to health issues. Oh, my Sarah was my favorite activity director when I was running the nursing floor. Due to health issues, I mean, the hardest thing I had to do is 25 years. The rest, I bet. But CNAs was actually
Quite
a
positive.
tech that saved my life. I have the utmost respect for nursing assistants. They are the eyes and ears for the nurse. And it was actually a tech that saved my life. A nurse didn't come back and check on me after she gave me my pain medication, and a tech came in and I was blue. It wasn't breathing, and I woke up in an ICU. So, Wanda, kudos to you. Thank you for your service to the healthcare system because you are the eyes and ears. Okay. Okay. So we got to see my ADD. I'm all over the place.
But you know what? I mean, imagine if Adam was on here. Woo! He'd be
We
bouncing
were
off
all
those
over the
walls. Yeah.
place.
We,
Okay. So
okay.
I wonder if we should even play the open secret stuff then.
I think so. For
Okay.
just whatever you got, just play it.
All right. Let's do it. All
All
right.
right.
Part one. One moment, please. All right. Um, this is Garett Kirts, and he's having an interview while he's in jail. And she's trying to get out of him what he knows about Delphi.
That's beautiful, Tracy.
Trigger warning, trigger warning. Whoops. Hold on one second. Let me share my screen. Okay. And I did Open Secrets subscribe to this channel. She's given permission for YouTube creators to use this. And I put her link in the description. But this was obviously not me in the interview. Obviously. Okay. Um, Make sure you can see sports industry. Yikes. Hold on 1 second. I don't want that up. I think because I have 2 screens up, I don't know if it's going to. Let me make sure it switches over. It's not. Hold on. Let me switch to stop sharing. Okay. Can you see his face? Oops. Sonny, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Can you tell me if you can see him?
I muted myself. Sorry, because I was
No,
waiting for
you're
the
good.
video.
You're
I
good.
can see it right there. It's perfect.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, let me mute
Perfect.
myself and I'll start the video.
I don't think anyone's hearing sound. No sound. No, can't hear.
All joking aside, guys, I'm going to rewind a little bit, not back to the beginning of this investigation. Okay. However, I am going to go back to this interview, Doug Carter, Superintendent
You need
Doug
back
Carter.
on the tab.
I'm getting there.
After he
Okay.
Sorry.
2019 press
I'm sorry.
conference, announcing that they were heading in a new investigative direction, as well as releasing the second sketch and video clip.
Almost everything they need.
I can't think of a time in my entire career or in many other careers that we have the voice of the person we believe is the killer, a photograph of who we believe is connected to the murders, and even a snippet of how he moves.
Carter says more information could be released in the future, but for now, this is what we're getting.
Hold on, guys. Let me stop him.
And he thinks it's enough.
Somebody knows.
He cautions you to remember the two sketches are not photographs.
I believe that eventually we're going to be able to say, this person's the killer, and there's a combination of those two images that'll land on his face, whatever that might look like.
The bridge guy who is suspected of murdering Abigail Williams and Liberty German was captured on Liberty's phone saying, quote, "Guys, down the hill."
Down the hill. Down the hill. Yeah, because like further down south, it's like it would be 2:00 there, but it's 1:00 here.
Okay, I see. So, okay, guys, the voice that you hear in that clip and will hear interviewed throughout the rest of this, his name is Garett Kirts. If that rings a bell to you guys, it may be because he is currently incarcerated at Newton County Jail in Indiana, awaiting trial, and is charged with the murder and torture of Nicole Bowen. His former girlfriend, Ashley Garth, who also comes up in the second half of this, is also charged with participating in Nicole Bowen's murder and torture as well. However, she is released on bond, currently awaiting trial. As you guys can see in this photo, there's two pictures of what is the same horse. One was taken from the Inside Edition interview with Ron Logan after the Delphi murders, and the other was directly taken from Garett's Facebook page. And I did have the opportunity to ask him about this, so let's take a listen.
Logan is one of my dad's childhood friends. I've known Ron my whole life.
Of Ron Logan's horse with a horse in your Facebook or something? Like, there's all kinds of things, Garett.
I mean, of course there's pictures of Ron's horses on my Facebook. I mean, I've been out there my whole life.
That's what you said. People are taking that to mean you did it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fucking ignorant. I don't understand how people can say something like that without them knowing that, you know what I mean? There's no evidence that ties me to that. There's no DNA. There's no proof, you know? And honestly, I can't tell you where I was at February 13th or the 14th because I've gotten high since then.
Well, I was going to say you were using, so you might, you know.
I want to say I was working at Packers because I did have a job at Packers around that time.
What's Packers?
Indiana Packers in Delphi, the hog plant.
Hey guys, I'm going to jump forward in the interview. We initially were speaking. I had questions regarding former Judge Curtis Fouts. So that just kind of gives you some context of what we were conversing up to this point.
Well, really, I mean, the only case I had in Carroll County was a domestic battery with my girlfriend. And
Wait.
Well, I had Curtis Fouts.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, he was my judge, but I don't have court there till August. And, you know, with this case here in Newton County,
That's the one I was kind of talking about, but that's not him?
No.
Okay. So you said Moulton. That's someone different.
Moulter is the judge here. And really, I think you should be doing a report on Newton County because this place is corrupt as a motherfucker. Excuse my French.
I am following this wherever it goes. Do you know anything personally? Did he treat you fairly, etc.?
I don't think I was treated fairly, no, because with the circumstantial evidence against me that I had, see, me and my girlfriend had gotten into it, and, you know, she put her hands on me, I put my hands on her. Basically what it was is self-defense. I had bite marks on my back and everything.
Okay.
All I was trying to do is get her off of me. When I went to jail,
they say that they arrest someone no matter what in domestic, like someone's going to jail. Girl or boy. Yeah. So you just feel voiceless, basically.
Yeah, Fouts, because a lot of people think that Curtis Fouts had something to do with those two little girls getting killed in Delphi.
Me from the future interjecting. This was the exact moment in my first interview with Garett that I realized I needed to kind of shift gears and ask more about Delphi.
Personally, I don't think that, I think the whole county, Carroll County, is corrupt anyway, because they do what they want. I mean,
as long as you're the powerful, right?
Yeah, like, my family comes from money, you know, and it seems like they always, like, I had a drug problem, you know, that's the whole reason why this case in Newton County happened, the case in Carroll County happened, you know, I'm a drug addict. And, like, you know, meth ruined my whole life. I mean, look, I'm involved in a homicide because of meth, you know, that's the whole reason why this whole thing happened. And a lot of people, especially Newton County, like, they don't see me for who I am, they just see me for what happened. You know, I mean, with a plea bargain for 45 years, for me to take a polygraph for the homicide in Delphi of those two little girls. And I took a polygraph, and I passed it. Well, one of the questions to comprehend. My mind was still trying to comprehend one, so they said that it was deceptive. So basically what they did, Drinsky, the prosecutor here, said, well, since you didn't pass the polygraph, we're going to take the 45-year plea off the table. So that's what happened. Then my lawyer came to see me about a month ago and told me that they wanted me to sign 60 years or go to trial. Fuck you, I ain't signing 60 years. I'm 22 years old. You think I want to get out when I'm 80? I have no filter, I don't care what anybody thinks what I have. If they don't like it, fuck them. That's how I feel about it. Just had any run-ins with Fouts. Ron Logan, that'd be your best person to talk to.
Do you think that there's a possibility that he was set up by powerful people? You don't have to name who, or even if you don't think so, just honestly.
Yeah, I do, because they've had it out for Ron, for a long time.
Was it meth? That there were other people involved?
What happened was my girlfriend, I don't see my girlfriend no more. I wish she'd get hit by a car. But what happened was, my girlfriend, I was seeing this girl, because my girlfriend was cheating on me, so I broke it off her and I started seeing this other girl. Well, I came up here to get my clothes one night with this other girl, and she came in, my girlfriend and her ended up getting into a fight, and one thing led to another, and that's how all this shit happened. And she's trying to point the finger at me and act like, she was scared of me and all that.
I think I know who you're talking about. Hold on, where's my folder? Is the last name start with a G?
Yep, Garth.
Are you guys still together?
No, hell no.
I told you about moral injury. That kind of what this is, drug related and accidental.
Yeah, pretty much.
So why do you think that Miss Garth is let out on bond?
Well, personally, that girl's never told us the truth in her life, never. And personally, I don't lie. That's one thing I don't do. I was never raised to do that. Well, the reason they let her out is because, they said that, because I'm the one that said that we were both a part of it. Her DNA came back. Well, the reason she got a bond and I don't is because she didn't, admit to it. She shouldn't be out. Her bond was only $5,000 on a murder. And I've heard through the grapevine, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that she's agreed to testify against me for a year 5 years probation and house arrest, which I don't know how the fuck that makes sense, but.
Are you coping okay with just the mental aspect, like the moral injury? I know.
I'm all right. But see, I have no issue talking about that. But report on it or what? But,
Why don't you tell them that you want to take the polygraph again? Because if they told you that and then pulled the deal off, that seems to me like are we talking about, Delphi girls, not the Flora girls, right?
What?
Do you know about the Flora?
Yeah, with the fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about the one in Delphi.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, because there's.
Yeah.
So how do you know Ron Logan? Because your dads were friends.
Yeah, I've known Ron Logan my whole life. They've tried pinning it on me.
Well, that's what you said. Do you think they're asking you because you and your family know Logan?
Well, they asked me, they said that my phone pinned on the cell phone tower in Delphi that day and all, but that's bullshit. That wasn't in Delphi that day.
Me from the future again. I want to make sure that everyone keeps in mind the fact that Delphi is a very small town, and members of law enforcement, the media, as well as people close to the case have confirmed that due to the small proximity of the town, that it is possible for a cell phone to ping off of more than one tower, even if it's staying in the same place. Law enforcement was actually responding to a question regarding an interview on the news the night they went missing, saying that the bee's phone was pinging all over town. It's also important to keep in the back of your mind the fact that law enforcement may not actually have proof that his phone was pinging that night. Maybe they do. Probably likely they do.
Steph, the video is paused.
I see that. Hold on one.
I think you're like me where you have like 20 tabs open. Are you good, Steph? I think you just have to go down and hit play on that one of those
Did it stop?
Yeah.
Again?
So, well, you never started.
Did it not restart?
No. Can you hit play? Just hit.
I did. I hit it. It's not been playing on your guys' end?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. That's so weird. Okay, I'm going to hit it again. And tell me if it's playing, okay?
Sure. Yeah. No.
Is it playing?
No. Maybe. What if you just hit the refresh?
Hold on. Did it stop?
Yeah. Well.
Did it start and then just stop? Because I stopped to pause to talk to you just now, but did it start up for a second?
Nope.
Wonder why. That's so weird. Okay. Let me stop sharing my screen and go back in and share again.
Sure.
I put my earbuds in. Maybe that's why. Let me take the earbuds out.
Oh, okay. That shouldn't have done it.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to try this again. I'm so
Absolutely.
sorry.
It's all good.
Okay. Add to stream. Let me know when you can see the.
I'm just waiting for Mike Essery to make us some popcorn, to be honest. He says, did anyone make popcorn?
Okay, did my screen come up? It didn't come up, did it?
Nope, it's all good.
WTF?
Which part is it? I can
I am on part 1. Let me stop. Oh, add to. Okay, now it should work. Let me know when it pops up, and I will hit play again and make sure.
Sure, it's popped up.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
In relation to the horrible tragedy and death of Nicole Bowen.
Yeah, it's playing.
Okay.
As well as the horrible tragedy and death of Mr. Ray Hainish, as well as we go pretty deep into Delphi and just his experience with law enforcement and his cooperation thus far. If you guys want to hear more in the future, make sure you are subscribed, hit the notification bell, and depending on what you thought, give it a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Oh, we're at the ending
and
one.
Make sure to keep an eye out because there is lots more coming in the future.
Okay. I didn't even realize I was at the end. Oh my God. For
Well,
God's sake.
I think there was a part there where you were playing it, but you thought we could still hear it, and we didn't. But no big deal. I mean,
I don't know if you missed anything.
it's all good.
Okay.
I mean,
We just go back like 3 minutes.
Hey, it's up to you, or we can just stop it. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
Okay, I'll just stop. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
totally fine. Okay. Move it. Start my cam. I put my glasses on.
What?
That looks sexy for y'all. Just kidding.
One of the biggest absolute jokes of one of the things he said was that he passed the polygraph. He would have passed, or no, he did pass, but he got all confused on that one question, and that's why he failed. No, it's because you're a liar. Hence the video that I put out the other day showing from one of the people that was in the Open Secrets that sent me that message.
That's what I was going to say if you want to talk about that.
Ashley Gar, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Garett Kirts, you have to take him with the grain of salt, but there's truth in there mixed with a bunch of lies. So obviously, he's the one that brought up Sheena Cottrell, Nick Edwards, and Tamsin. I don't even know how to say her last name because it's really like Tammy Michaels, but it's like underneath Tamsin Rachawickles or whatever it is. But anyways, so he's the one that brings them up. Okay, so
is that in which part? In part?
Oh God, I honestly,
Lindsay was saying part 2. Lindsay's from another. She's from.
Honestly, if anyone is truly invested in Delphi, they will watch all of the videos. I know that she kind of combines them in like one of her last videos there, 15 or 16. And especially listening to Chris Mathis video, but you need to listen to them all if you really want to get an understanding of what Garett Kirts and Chris Mathis are saying. Those two right there, right? So when you have Garett Kirts involving other people's names like Jason Palladino, like I said, like Nick Edwards, like Sheena Cottrell, okay, like that Tamsin person as well. He's the one that brings them into this. And so, of course, you guys, the video that I put out is the one where the person that I was talking to, who obviously is involved as one of the people said in the video, sends me that answer. And I was literally dumbfounded. I literally said, please, I just need to absorb what I'm looking at for a sec, because we can just go back to the cryptic note of Jason Palladino's name on top. KD is the bomb, smile, Effa,
right.
Type of thing, which is referring to camera, at least in my opinion. To me, there ain't no rest for the wicked is like, if you think about where the girls were murdered versus the cemetery, you put yourself in a parallel line. For the cemetery, ain't no rest for the wicked, ha ha ha, down right to the circle with the star. And again, so if you look at where the girls were killed versus the cemetery, it's the same kind of lineage, right? But bottom line is that, so basically that person's saying, who's one of the persons named, is saying, hey, look, Sheena was at my apartment. She was high as heck. That she was saying how she was there when CJ Palladino killed those girls. All you have to do is look at the Palladino family, their involvement in drugs, etc., with Derek Say German. Doesn't mean that, okay, I'll never say that the storyline is 100% fact. I can just take the information. I can take the mask. I can take Garett Kirts. I can take my work on the Bridge Guys features. I can take the whole gang and basically put them in alignment, even to the Kleins, being the source for the lure to Libby. So then I said, well, of course he's, implicated Jason Palladino in the video. And then he's like, yeah. Sheena said, Mark, CJ, Jason Palladino, all the Palladinos in there, right? So thank you. Thank you so much for telling me this, because this is exactly the path I've been on. But thank you for being a person that actually was in the knowing, because I know the person's in the knowing.
Right.
And that this was in July or August. That was said that's when Sheena had said that. So she was, I'm sorry, but usually, and this, I hate to say this, but usually to me, more females are going to be the weaker link. Because why? I'll tell you why. Because as mothers, and she's a mother, you have that deeper compassion. Women can multitask, but women are the nurturers in life typically. It's not taken away from men, but we know this. So I'm sure it's weighing heavier on her heart than it is on their hearts. Because there's a comment I think that Jason makes that I believe Pork Chop shared with me not too long ago, where Jason Palladino says, like, we just can't stop getting in trouble. Like, they can't. And if you look at their friends list, you will, oh, sorry, 1 second. My husband's knocking on the door. Sorry, guys, 1 moment.
She's got a sexy, hot, young husband, y'all. Lindsay, you're welcome.
Sorry.
I was telling about your sexy, hot, young husband.
Oh yeah, my husband. Actually, our anniversary. It's my brother's birthday today, the 9th. It's a slew. Brother-in-law was on June 12th. My husband's June 22nd, turned 32. His brother, which is June 12th, turned 22. I turned 53 on July 3rd, and our anniversary. My brother's today turns. So for 6 days, me, my twin, and my brother are all the same age. So he just turned 54 today. And then on the 11th is mine and my husband's wedding anniversary. And yes, my husband is 32 and he's the most amazing husband. He's from England. Love him to pieces. It's like we met online gaming on RuneScape, and just a wonderful husband, a husband that picks you up and doesn't try to hurt me. He's best husband ever. Just saying.
He is.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
You're very lucky.
You know what? If I was to have wished for anything, I just figured that my first part of my life was a test of patience, of love, of all this stuff. But when you think you're in love and then you're truly in love are two different things.
Yeah.
Because a person that you're with does not try to beat you down. They don't try to hit you, hurt you, all that stuff. So my husband never has said a bad word to me. He's always tried to lift me up in a sense, and I'd be supportive of him. It's a friendship. There's no tug of war here. He can do what he likes, and I can do what I like, in a sense, just meaning that there's no control. It's a great relationship. And he's the best man for someone that's 32. He's the best man that I've ever come across. And then the second person behind him, I'd say, would be Gonzo.
I did not watch Gonzo until the Gabby Petito case. I'd never heard of Gonzo before.
Yeah.
And touched my heart, that video that he did. You talk about people thinking that YouTube is not important. YouTube solved the Gabby Petito case. So
absolutely,
that was amazing. I mean, what that couple did and was absolutely.
I was going to say, it's not even like, I think that the case regardless would have been solved because, but the fact that they expedited it by letting them know that they were there, and all they had to do then was search that area. But it was because of that it expedited it so fast. And so when people sit there and say, like, you can't do this, or that you're not going to solve the case, or you can't do this. Oh, yes, we can.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
we can. And and the thing is, so that's what I hate it when people take away, because the online sleuthing can happen so much more faster than the cops, in a sense, really, because they have this community that will dive in by the hundreds of thousands or thousands, and all of a sudden be like, boop, here you go. Thanks for the hotline. Here's information. and they're going to go check that out. They're saving themselves a ton of work. Granted, not everyone, maybe not everything happens the, politically correct way that people want it to, but live and let live. Do your thing, do you, and let other people do theirs. So, for other people to preach and say how someone should run their channel, do their channel, live their life, nobody's business, right? Like no one holds that moral stick. I hold my own moral stick for what I do,
Right.
just like you do, and that's what I go by, right? And so I love it when I come across people. I'm just a truthologist, I call myself. Just put it out there. I try to be caring but straightforward, and then but of course, Steve from True Crime Web, he knows, and Deb knows that me and Adam can go astray, and you have to be lighthearted, and I don't go by any specific rule. I go to the beat of my own drum. I just always try to be honest and open with people, and I just feel like when people are like that, they see the insides of your heart and your soul, and
Right.
they know that you care, that you truly care. So I'm not here to put on a front or anything like that with Delphi or anything. It's just, here's the information, do what you want with it, but be respectful and kind and courteous as you're saying something. That's it.
Yeah,
It's not hard.
exactly.
It's not a hard thing to live by, So
Um,
it's a great
I,
community.
it is a great community, and boy, it's different than where coming in the Summer Wells chats and the Chris Watts chats. It when I came over to Delphi, I was like, people don't realize, like, they say that there's drama over here, but I'm like, wow, you guys have no idea drama when you come from where I came from.
I'm like Summer Wells or Chris Watts or both.
Chris Watts was the worst. But people are what they do. Hi, Raggedy. They do mean things to each other, like creator against a creator, and I'm like, and subs yelling at each other in the chat, and I'm like, man, if we all came together and worked as one, like there is not one creator. I might things about creators might upset me, but I
Correct.
find that every creator can bring something to the table. Every single one, even the ones that we might not like there might be things about them that are
Correct.
a lot of bad things that we're like, oh, they do this, they do this. There's always at least one thing good about that creator, and they bring something to the table. Everybody
Right.
brings something to the table. So if we all work together,
Yeah, absolutely.
we can get these
You can
cases together.
accomplish so much more. And I was just saying that again to I can't remember who I was saying it to the other day. Maybe it was you. It's again, you can accomplish so much more when you do work together. It's when people start telling you how you should think and do things. Stay in your lane, worry about you. Don't worry about, like, meaning if you don't like somebody's channel, you don't like that person, great. Don't follow them. Who cares, right? Put them
Right.
out of your life then if you don't. But other than that, for the most part, like for me, it was always about, sharing is caring and caring about each other. And I wish that a lot more people would understand that, because the wealth of information, like I think Grizz is in here, and if he is, Steve from True Crime Web, anyone that's in the knowing, say for the Delphi case or any other case, right? So
Yep.
imagine if you had some information and that person had some good information, and then together you could kind of build the story. I bet you any money a long time ago, before I even came along, if people worked together and listened and paid attention, that the Delphi case could have been brought to the forefront. But instead, what has happened, and I'm sure just like Summer Wells, it's gone up way different directions. That you're just for me, I was just ever trying to reel in people to help them understand the storyline of Delphi as I came across information. I wasn't there to try to invent something, reinvent the wheel on how to. I was just trying to lay out information that was from Garett Kirts' mouth, Chris Mathis's mouth, things that I determined just from my own work. I was just trying to lay the foundation and get people to hopefully come in from the 90 different versions to more zoned in with information that's out there. So yes, I've done my own work. And that's why I always showed people, I would always take them along for a ride of what I'm showing you, because it's important that they understand what you're showing them. But beyond that, again, when you have Garett Kirts, Chris Mathis speaking, that speaks volumes. Doesn't matter if there's some lies in there or not. It's a matter of, okay, why do we have Garett Kirts knowing Ron Logan? Why do we have, well, I mean, I can say my BG for Keegan Dunker, for the person on the bridge. Again, not to say that he has anything to do with the murders, okay? Don't want to put that out there, but for the bridge. So I can connect him in multiple different ways, but Garett Kirts is the strongest, even though the Cottrell side as well is in there. But you take Garett Kirts, you take what Chris Mathis is saying, you take the cryptic note, you take the mask, for instance, that I've showed, you take all that information, and then you bring it together to show exactly why would Jason Palladino's name, why did Ashley Garth write this note? Why does it have, ain't no rest for the wicked? All these things that are portraying to what that message that I just put out, that just confirmed to me I've been on the right path. I know I'm on the right path for the BG. As for the storyline, that still remains fully to be seen. But I would say that I'm 80% there.
I would like to, for my audience, because there's, coming from Summer Wells as well, and they don't know anything about the cryptic note. They don't know anything about Chris Mathis. I think I might do my next live on the cryptic note.
Yeah.
And
we've it's a crime and shame. And so again, kudos to Pork Chop. She was helping me. I asked her to go check out the Palladinos. She brought me back that cryptic note, and Grizz took it on a life of his own too, right? Because at the end of the day, the cryptic note is from Jason Palladino's Wendy's burger flipping, because he has a few different, Facebooks, but that cryptic note is on there. So, right. So if the person that sent me that message is saying Ashley Garth is in the knowing, like, or that Sheena came and said that Ashley was there, or sorry, that in that message that Ashley was there, that Garett Kirts was there, that some guy named Blake that obviously is gay because it said his boyfriend, right? So we know that there's 4 people there for sure. Well, 5, because the person that actually sent me the message, right? So that's 5 people. Well, let's see here. Sheena, person that sent me the message. Oh, no, that would have to be 6 then, because Garett, Ashley, Blake, and his boyfriend, okay? And oh God, wouldn't it be great if it turned out that it was Greeno? No.
Oh.
The drama thickens. No, but anyways, so at the end of the day, like
that's
I said,
freaky. I brought Greeno. I mean, when I went to the thing, we met Greeno. Let me tell you something about
so
that.
Jason Palladino's Facebook page, you can find the cryptic note. And if you are into Delphi,
yes, talk about. Do you want me to drop the link on one of your cryptic note episodes so that they can because my people that are coming.
Do you want me to share it?
Yes, that'd be great.
Okay, give me a moment.
So you definitely want to watch this video that Sonny did on the cryptic note.
Oh, sorry. I thought you just wanted me to drop the picture. I'll like to share it on your screen.
Yeah. That's even better. Let me close this right here.
So let me just come back.
Yeah, Greeno is not out of jail. He has not been out of jail since, when did he even go in jail? Was it January?
Whoops.
December, something like that.
Yeah, so I'll just need you to share the screen.
Add you. There you go.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. So again, go ahead. You asked. Go ahead.
What was the date this was found?
This was found, I think it was, I want to say January. I always forget it. January 26th of 2018. I'd have to go back to his Facebook. I always look at it, but I always forget. But anyways, it was January about 18th. Basically, this is kind of when Garett Kirts and Ashley, I think, are arguing as well, just prior to this. And that, anyways, Ashley Garth, if you compare the writing, all you need to do is go to Garett Kirts' Facebook, look for that note that Ashley wrote Garett, distinctly look at the eyes, the T's. From anything I've gathered, it's one person's writing on here. I mean, possibly, maybe I don't know why I did this. I still looked at that and it still looked like Ashley's to me, but that's the only thing on this note that I would think. I'd have to, you know what? I don't want to say 100%, but I'm pretty sure I went to that part, checked it out, because people were thinking that maybe Jason wrote it or something. Either way, Ashley, for the most part, if not all, wrote this note. And so,
what a dumbass.
You know what? This is one of those things to me. Because Pork Chop knew, and we call each other Pork Chop and Hambone because of Keegan Dunker holding that pig 1 year later, on February 13th of 2018, he's holding the pig up, okay? Just like if you actually go to CJ Palladino's Facebook page on one of his multitude of Facebooks, on February 22nd, the day of the press release, it says, don't fear who I am, fear what I can do. Okay, so the bottom line is, it's one of these things that because Pork Chop knew KD was my POI, she come back to me and she's like, Sonny, look what I found. And instantly I was like, that's a cryptic note. That's a cryptic note to do with the murders. That's exactly where my gut said. And it's only because when you look at it initially, you know that Garett Kirts talked about Jason Clint Palladino in Open Secrets. You know that Garett Kirts talked about, of course, the murders of Delphi. Garett Kirts never, in all his talking of his friends, his main friends, you'll never hear him bring up Keegan Dunker, even though they still hung out. If you look at the pictures, there's still tons of pictures of him and Garett hanging out. They were good friends for many years, and they probably still are, because there's that one thing on Garett Kirts, that one where they're sticking up the middle finger, which says basically, the only brother that's got my back, I got your six, or something like that, it says. So anyways, so I already have this information, I've already distinguished who the BG is right at the get-go. So this is before any of this information, because it just became about that conversation with Gonzo, like I spoke, which made me go look at Garett Kirts' Facebook. But because of these two people and one person in the back car, or back of the truck, because of those two people, I instantly was drawn to Keegan. I was drawn to him, first of all, because of the shape of his hat, because people kept saying it was a taco hat, but I was just drawn to Keegan. So I thought, well, let me do this right. Let me just bring in Garett Kirts' face into the program and see if I can determine any markings that are similar, face structure, whatever. Okay, took me all of a couple of minutes. Nope, not him. Okay, but you know what? I can see that people that haven't invested that type of work into it can see a lot of different people. I can see why they would say Daniel Pearson. I can see why they would say, certain people. And again, if people are still believing the old person theory, then they're going to see whoever they want, to be honest. So then I took in Keegan Dunker's picture, and like I said, I sat there with my iPad. It was the right lighting at nighttime, just me, my iPad, and the light from the iPad and a magnifying glass. And I was determined. I was just determined to do at least what I thought I could do. I in no way, shape, or form expected to ever figure out that Keegan Dunker was the person on the bridge, Garett Kirts' best friend. So from there, I came across Open Secrets. I dove into all that. Then all of a sudden, like I said, Pork Chop came into my life. She found this note, brought it back to me. And I just, like I said, all you have to do is think of how Garett Kirts brings Jason C. Palladino as one of the people. Okay, that's what he says. One of the people that was involved in the murders. And then when you see Smile, well, I know for a fact that the bridge guy has a camera on his head. I've seen it. He literally does. That's my work. That's exactly what I was trying to achieve, was not so much what's on his head, but I was trying to achieve that. It more mattered about who this person was. And like I said, then you have the crescent moon and the star. I still don't know what all of that means, because a crescent moon can mean Islam. It could mean fertility. right? It means different things. Ashley Garth has something similar, but not quite. Ashley Garth does have something similar, but it's not exactly in that same shape. So perhaps one of the other people involved has that crescent moon and star as a tattoo is on them. Okay, so believe Garett Kirts, he likes his crosses for sure, but I don't put a lot into that because I can't figure that out. I just know that I got Jason Clint Palladino, I got Smile Mother, right? And that refers to who says that, right? It's typically a camera. When someone
Right.
says smile, right? Okay. So, and then you have Kai effing Pie was, and you can tell, okay? You can tell that right here that this here um is a weird right for an R, okay?
Right.
Now, I don't know, but because I know Deb had said this the other night on the live, but I don't recall that because I remember someone putting a note on a video that said, "Hey, I think that B or that R looks like a BG." But I heard Deb say on the live the other night that she had said it. I don't know when. I just remember that person saying it on one of the videos, and I thought to myself, you know what? That could be accurate.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
so on that one, if Deb said it, the person on the video said it, doesn't really matter. Either way, whoever said it made me go, you know what? I think you're right because me and Pork Chop were trying to figure this out. Like, why is this so strange? And it would make sense because you can tell that this word is written like when you first look at it. And I even tested my husband who didn't know. When you first look at that, how many of you people think it looks like bridge? When you first look at it, initially look at it, only because the fact that you know it says like right. But when you first look at it, so I said to my husband, what does this word say? And I pointed to it and he goes, bridge. And I was like, right. It looks like that, doesn't it? But it's not. So this is a very deceptive word, okay? Because that has meaning to it, obviously. No different than if you look at the K, the I. So see how this I is straight up with the dot, okay? And then this I is like an L, and this I is like an L. So to me, that spells kill. Part of the cryptic note. Kill. Why would this I be different? The whole point is this is telling something. Now, if I was to go just by my gut, what it means, Keegan Palladino. It could mean more than that. All I know is at the end of the day, KD is the bomb. Kai effing Pie was right here. The backwards R I took to mean as Ron Logan's land. Okay. Um, Grizz has said, well, maybe it means reverse. When I flipped the note, then he was like, well, maybe it means reverse. And I'm like, you know what? That could be it. So I reversed it. And then it landed on the Weber's house, basically. But I don't know. Okay. I don't know the whole thing. It's anyone's guess what it truly all means. But I do know that KD was on the bridge that day. Okay. The girls were found just underneath of that cemetery, straight down. Ain't no rest for the wicked. Jason Palladino's name is written exactly how the Monan High Bridge is, like on, like like the trestles or whatever you call
Yep.
them. Okay,
Yep.
it looks exactly like that. There was planning to put in this note, so anyone that would see this note wouldn't think nothing about it. They would think, "Oh, that's a weird little cute drawing of some sort. Don't know what it means." Typically, crosses mean death. Okay. Now the licking part again obviously means something. Some people think it's to do with Libby's face that she was making with the tongue sticking out. Perhaps it does. Perhaps it doesn't. Perhaps it just is a sign that means something else. Either way, when you look at it all, Palladino was implicated. KD's on the bridge. P if this is for Palladino, regardless. Um, that right there tells me that this is a good probability. This is a story. And the people that are in the knowing of the Delphi murders would absolutely understand this message. You coming across it, anyone coming across it would have never have second guessed it because they weren't on the same path as I was. They just weren't. Nobody was. Right? I mean, Keegan Dunker was called out because of me. And then it was because of Open Secrets videos that the rest is basically been history. And then of course I found, like I said, the mask that's on Keegan Dunker's Facebook. That's at the crime scene. That's underneath his neck. So it's just 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. And
Right.
how can it be overlooked? You have people talking. I have a message from one of the people that's saying that Sheena was there talking about like it's just a matter of hopefully getting others to understand it if they want to have some understanding of what's going on. Now, where Keegan Klein plays into this whole thing, Keegan Klein, to me, it's either through the Paladinos, probably or through the Cottrells, because it's so funny. I want to tell you guys something. Yeah, okay. Grizz thinks it's a 6, and again, we'll discuss all that. Grizz, come on a live with me, and we'll discuss your thoughts again on what you're thinking. I was just initially upset because of of putting false information. No, none of us can say that we know what this note says for sure, but we can have really good speculation about what it interprets. But the one thing I do know is that one person that was on the bridge, that's KD. And so, yeah. So one thing I was going to tell you here is last night when I was searching, and if anyone knows, Grizz facts, yeah. If anyone knows Keegan Klein's 194 page affidavit, okay? In it, there's a name that comes up, and that name is Satasha Partial. And they spelt it wrong in the affidavit, so let me spell it out for you. It's Parshall, Satasha Partial. Now, I decided, because I've looked up that name, but with the misspelling on the affidavit thing. So anyway, so I decided to look it up. And so I remember in the affidavit that, now this is one part I have to double check, because Keegan Klein is talking about how Dirk would invite this person named Satasha Partial over. That's really about the only person he remembers coming over was Satasha Partial. Now, the way it made it sound was that was in Vegas, because that's the way it came across. So I'm going to have to go back to that again. So oddly enough, though, right? Satasha Partial, like, has lived in Peru. A lot of her addresses are from Peru. But get a load of this. One of her addresses is the Klein's address, 65, right? 65. So not only that, but then on top of that, one of her relatives is the Cottrells. Okay. Now we already know that Sheena Cottrell has said that she was at the murders when CJ was. We know that Sheena Cottrell lived a block and a half down the road from him. We know that Keegan Dunker has Jake Cottrell. The Cottrells are all over the place. They're all over the place. Now that's another plethora of people that, can't stay out of jail or have drug issues and stuff. And so it's just one of those things when I see, so he made it sound, Keegan Klein, in the affidavit, that was one of Dirk's friends. Really? So then why would her address be the same as yours? 65, right? What is it? East Main Street or whatever it is. But why would it be that if it was Dirk's friend? And he made it sound like it was in Las Vegas, but I need to go verify that to see, because you know how sometimes they're talking and then maybe it flipped over. But that's what it made it sound like, was when they were in Vegas, that was the person that would come in. I think that's when they were talking about the phone, and Keegan's trying to totally throw Dirk Hayes underneath the bus. He's totally trying to, place all this on Dirk Hayes. Now, we at the end of the day don't know where friend 1 and friend 2, Kyle Titus and Dirk Hayes, fit into anything. From anything I've seen with Dirk Hayes, he had a meth addict for a wife. He wanted to give his children a better life, and all I've seen is nothing but some nice loving pictures of a dad taking care of his kids. But I don't know the full story there. Kyle Titus, you see that name all over the map as well. Now, Titus and the Kleins, Titus and Tony Klein, lived in the same house. I believe it was in Young America, same address. Okay. Now, Titus is another name that you'll see everywhere. Now, Titus was meant, him and his dad, arrested in big stings for like that pot or marijuana operation, whichever. So it just becomes that there's so many names, like the Alvarez name, Palladino name, Cottrell name, that you consistently see that Harley Babcock, especially Harley Babcock. There's a few names that you consistently see that are always with these shady people, and I hate to say that, but it's true. Like these people, like Garett Kirts, Ashley Garth, they're in jail for a reason. Thank God that, like,
But
Garett
Ashley
Kirts,
Garth isn't there very, very long.
pardon?
She's only there for a couple years.
No, she's got 48
She
years.
does. Okay. Okay. Well,
No, Ashley.
where did the 3 years come in?
Okay, so what happened there was Ashley Garth basically had lied, and she had said to Chris Mathis, "Hey, look, I was punching at Nicole Bowen. Can they get my DNA off of that?" So Ashley Garth was going to turn some evidence apparently about Delphi and Kirts to try to get a lighter sentence, and she thought that she could get away with lying. So part of the condition for her that low the low charges was based on the fact if she failed or passed a polygraph. Well, she failed it miserably. Just like Garett Kirts failed it miserably, just like Keegan Kline failed it miserably. I don't put, it's like someone said to me, I wouldn't put too much weight into the polygraphs. Well, hold on. I don't, but I do. I don't because I know the truth. But meaning, who cares if they passed it or not, really? It's very telling that they both failed, right? Garett
Right.
Kirts was asked 3 direct questions. Were you part of the murders? Did you know who was? Blah, blah, blah. 3 questions. Same thing that would have happened with Keegan Kline. Failed. Why did they fail? Because obviously we know that when that polygraph was given, he was already told, if he wasn't a participant in the murders, he was told about the murders. So he's acting like, I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm just going to tell the truth. Bullshit, Garett Kirts. You are such a hypocrite. Garett Kirts, he's one of those people that believes in his own shit. He believes he's a good person. He believes he's telling the truth, but he's only telling the truth, as much as it doesn't, he's acting like, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to tell you guys all straight up. Did it bullshit, Garett Kirts. You're not telling full of nothing. You're telling about 80% full of lies, perhaps. No, maybe about 70. And so it's kind of like, I'm just glad that he's in jail because he's a serial killer. He would have went on to kill more people. Ashley Garth, like I said, she's in jail for 45 years for Nicole Bowen. Chris Mathis, he's probably like the least troublesome of the group, but Chris Mathis, dumb as a, like seriously, he always gets himself into trouble. He's actually in for 4 years right now because he didn't bother to show up for his meth date. And it's just like, and then you have, say, Keegan Dunker. He never had a charge on him for another 3 years. But in the last year, since I reported him, all of a sudden he has 3 speeding tickets. Or not speeding, but I think one's for speeding. Most of them are without having your registration, right? Because obviously, if they've looked at the work, which I know that they would
They're watching.
have, if then again, right? It's not rocket science here. But when people say, well, like, why isn't this person arrested yet? Well, because it's not just as simple as that. There's Keegan Kline. Keegan Kline, to me, needs to speak. He needs to be that little rat that puts his tail between his legs and, but he, you know what does he have? It's either that or probably have the possibility of getting killed in jail if he rats, right?
Right.
That's what he's looking at, because we're talking about Paladinos here, and the Reagans probably can't say the Reagans for sure, but I'm pretty sure that they're mixed up with that mess too. It's not for sure that part. Okay. Those are just things that you can see happening. We know that Reagans are part of the drugs, Gabe Ellis and Paladinos. So do you want your family perhaps killed? Do you want your own life to be taken? This is what we're looking at. That's what they're up against.
Right.
Right. So do you think CJ, Mark, or Jason Palladino is going to think on themselves? Did you think Sheena is going to risk her kids to talk?
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. So there's where the problem lies right there. You can only hope that.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I can take this.
No, I was going to say I apologize for those that don't know what happened.
Oh, sorry. I don't mean leave it up. I just took it down.
No. Oh. I'm like, I thought I did something. I hit something. Okay.
No.
No, I was saying I apologize to those that don't know who she's talking about that are from the other community, because they were like, who are these people? They're like, who?
Mm.
So I apologize if I didn't clarify when you were going through those.
Well, you know what? Maybe they'll want to get invested in the Delphi case. It's a very intriguing case.
Oh,
So
and
there.
then, yeah.
All I have to say is, do your research, do your homework, do what you need to do. If you want to, like I said, just hope that the girls get solved, the case gets solved. But meaning, besides me researching for myself, and trying to share with the community the information I come across, there's nothing really more I can do. I've gave my information with BG. I've done everything that I can possibly do. So now the rest of it is for a long time now has just been try to bring awareness to the case in the Delphi for the people that care, and try to hopefully get others involved in sharing, creating their own YouTube channels. If people have a passion, open up a YouTube channel, become a creator. The more creators, the more awareness. Again, just working together, and you're doing it because you care and it's out of love. I choose to do deep diving. It's just my way. It's just my way. I took it very seriously to do my work. And if I failed, I failed. Meaning I just came to visit the case. I didn't expect to be here, like a year and a half later, but it's been very rewarding in a lot of ways. Absolutely.
Hanging with Sonny said, you people will not believe who. 3 people, plus who knows, created YouTube channels related to a suspect or POI in this. What is she?
Wait, you people will not believe who 3 people plus who knows created YouTube channels related to a suspect or PI in this. Yes, Sonny is correct about some of this. I'm not sure, Hanging, are you saying that they created channels because of if you hear that, if you hear my husband, that's my husband in the background. He's gaming, I think. Yeah. Or are you saying, like, is that in a good way or a bad way?
Or I took it as they are POIs or suspects, and then I must be not reading it right.
No, it's a little bit of a confusing sentence there, so I get it. Who knows? Yeah.
Oh my God, it's 11 o'clock.
Now, I was going to say, so don't get me wrong. I know I watched the Summer Wells, Chris Watts. I'm definitely not in depth in it. Chris Watts, I refused. Before the whole thing exploded, I already knew about the whole Chris Watts case, and I refused to give him any of my time. I think that the guy is a POS. Because of what he did, I just could not give him my time to even remotely add to his. At the time, everyone was like, it's almost like he was sitting there in jail going, I'm the cat's ass. That's me. I'm Chris Watts. I just took out my wife and one unborn child. And, any other news people want to come to me? Do you want me to write a book for you on the side, autographs? That's how it came across to me, like just arrogant. And I couldn't be asked to give him my time of day for what he did. That was my own personal moral standing on him. Summer Wells, I paid attention for maybe a few months. And then again, it's too much on the heart for me. I can only deal with Delphi. I got Suzanne Morphew always in the back of my head. And I can only deal with so much. I'm trying to balance that out better. But again, when you work and then you have to try to create and do things, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But yet, by the same token, you love it, but I know my own balance. And so, yes, the channel, we're trying, because of Deb and Adam coming along as well, right? So it's made it now so that we can grow and do more things, but I will always be invested in Delphi because it was a promise that I said to myself, Libby, you left that gift. Thank you. Like, however, whatever drove me to come look at this case again, right? And find out that information. I'll just say that that's aligning of the stars and the earth, and love, and whatever you want to call it, working its proper circle. Because I don't know if it's because Suzanne was from Indiana and the Delphi girls, and it's almost like the two kind of pulled together the energy or something. I don't know. All I know is that it happened. I am glad it happened, and then I became unglad it happened, and then I became glad it happened, because at first it was a lot of backlash from some creators that just wanted to try to tear you down, and then it became, you know what, to the side, I'm just going to keep going full force and do me. And either way, my purpose is, my focus is for the truth. That's it. It's the truth and justice for the girls, you know?
Yep, I do.
Suzanne, and same with people that are working on Summer Wells. That was a crazy case right from the start. People were toxic beyond belief. I could not believe that people were literally posting on some 15-year-old boy's Facebook page and the things that they were saying to him as adults, imagine if that was happening to your children. I saw this whole craziness go on. They were accused of murder from day one. They were relentless. And I'm not saying that these people don't know something. But the thing is that sometimes it was very crazy. It was too crazy that's why I stepped back from it. I made a video for Summer Wells, a tribute video. And I had the little, what's that little yellow characters? Oh, Libby likes it too. You know, that cartoon with the yellow characters they look like pills or something. I can't think of it. Anyways, did a video for that. Actually, Don Wells is actually on my friends list. You know, I had put him on there a long time ago, and you know what? I never bothered him. I only bothered him to say, "Look, here's a video I made for your daughter." You know, for, of course, Summer Wells, and but I wasn't one of those people. Just, the truth will come out when it's time, when it's ready.
Summer Wells was one
Millions.
from day one. I didn't watch Chris Watts back in the day, back when it happened. I don't even remember it happening, to be honest. But Summer Wells, from morning, then at lunch, then the evening, and before bedtime, checking updates.
Thanks, Tracy. Yeah.
But I have to address hanging with Sonny. I'm kind of taken back right now.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I know a male and a female who had Delphi channels, brother and sister. See, I had that brother and sister on that walk with me. So I'm kind of taking a deep breath. That's where they know Bridge who it was, and that the bloody clothes came back to their house. Like, these people believe it. Remember, I sent you the pictures of them.
Yeah. Okay.
So, number one, knew who they really were.
Were they a brother and sister?
Then I found out. I called them out, and they disappeared. They pushed a narrative with Greeno, and see, Greeno was on the trail. Greeno was on the thing.
Greeno is a distraction for Delphi. And now that picture that you sent me, was that a brother and a sister team?
It's a brother and sister. What Sonny or hanging with Sonny? What is the Is it the name of the channel, Mr. Paw Paw? She's saying yeah, or is Sonny hanging with Sonny a male or a female? I don't know.
Female.
Female. I have to know who this is, because I am. This took my breath away, because
Can you say their channel names, Hanging with Sonny? I think that Greeno knows a lot himself. I think
do
he's
too.
involved in a certain aspect of it for sure. Again, he'll pop up in all these people. When he said that my POI, he's just like, no, no, no. He had no, like, do you know what I mean? Most of his name is from Frankfurt area. Okay. Keegan Dunker's from Frankfurt. A lot of these druggies are from Frankfurt. There's the big drug people out of Frankfurt. But he was just like, no, 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 dude. You don't even look at myself. How could you say this? Why? Greeno's a distraction.
Well, let me kind of backtrack for those, because I guess probably nobody even knows what happened in this that's in chat, and I don't know if I ever told you, Sonny. People that were in my last live know when I did my Ron Logan story, I talked about it a little bit. And if my daughter's in chat, I don't even know if she's in here. Brittany, if you are, say hi. When my daughter and I got to, this was my first trip was with my daughter, and we met Ron Logan, and we were late because we're always late to the walk. So when we're trying to find out where we are. We see everybody walking on the Freedom Bridge, and we're like, where do we even go? So we were way behind. Well, then we went down the 505 or the 50. Wait a minute, now I'm confused. We went down to the
501.
Yeah, we went down the wrong one. We went down to Deer Creek, but by
So 505.
505. Yeah, we went down the 505.
LOL, Lisa.
I learned so much in the beginning. Hi, Lisa.
Lisa says you were lucky to have Sonny on your live channel because she's the queen of long live streams.
Yes.
Amen. You got it.
Lisa, I was on a live stream till 4:30 this morning too. I am like, I guess I'm being around Sonny. Now I'm
maybe I should. I was going to say maybe I should tell you just for a second there about Steffa. A 5-minute conversation for me and Steffa. No, that didn't happen. Remember, just turns into like an hour to an hour and a half.
I'm like, it's just going to take just 1 minute, and then it's like, oh God.
I think we both have that ability, don't we? It's just one of those things, eh? Easy to talk. Yeah.
So I guess my daughter, if you are in chat, say hello. If you're not, you're grounded. Okay. Even though you don't live here.
Daughter, you were grounded. You were now grounded.
Grounded. Your birthday's this week, the 14th.
Yes, you're only going to get one present.
You're only getting one gift now. Just kidding. Okay. So, anyway, so we go down the wrong trail. We meet this mother and daughter. The mother is probably like 60 and the daughter is probably 30. And I said, oh, there's a walk today. She goes, oh. She's like, for who? I said, oh, it's for Abby. And, oh, we know about that case. We're just here. She said her son, they were there because they were dropping her son off at college or something. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, we just started talking, because you know me talking.
Yeah.
So she shows us like this shortcut to get up on, but it was her first time there. It was really weird. So, but she was very nice. And I said, oh, well, they're having this walk and this YouTuber is going to be there. And she's like, oh, what's his name? I said, Anthony Greeno. She goes, oh. And I was like, what? And she goes, she's told me. Now, remember, she had said, oh, yeah, I've heard of that case. Or she made it like she downplayed it, like it wasn't important. And she stopped and said, oh, those are bones in the middle of our walk when we're still on the 505. Yes.
505.
Yes. And my daughter's eyes got really big, but you could tell she was very smart, and she seemed to be like she was law enforcement. It's some type. So I thought Greeno knew something. Okay. So anyway, we're walking, and she goes, you know, he was a suspect or something. I'm like, no, I didn't know, because remember, I'm new to the case. And she didn't really like him. It was obvious. And so
understandably so.
Yes. I don't know anything about him. And so she said, when I said, oh, he's going to be filming, she goes, well, I don't want to be on camera. And I'm like, well, I don't think you have to be. So and I'm going to go back and watch our video and see if I can see her. So when we got up there, she kind of sat away from everybody. She walked up to the bridge with us. And then as we got to talk, like she waited for Brittany and I. We meet the brother and sister that swear they know. Now, this brother and sister, I'm not talking to like brother and sister that are in their 20s. I'm talking about brother and sisters that are in their 60s. And he swears he knows the guy came back to the house. He put the bloody clothes in his closet. I mean, I don't know if it was his roommate or what. It was the weirdest thing, but they believed it to the T. My daughter and I were like, oh my God, do these people really know what's happening? And
It
so
doesn't seem very logical.
but they believe that shit. I mean, sorry, God, I'm trying to be good on camera, but you know me, I cuss a
All
lot.
right, all right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, but they believed it to the core. I mean, you could tell this was not like they believed it. This was the way it goes. So when I read that comment, all right, so this lady makes sure Brittany and I, wherever we went, like she kept following us, like to make sure that we were okay. Well, then we all decided we're going to after we got to our cars, we're going to drive to the cemetery. Randy was going to show us in Greeno about the cemetery. And so she followed us to make sure we got to the cemetery. I mean, she was very, very, and I asked her for her Facebook. And she's like, oh, I can't, for some reason, I can't find you. I couldn't find her. But then she tells me that she's in all the Facebook groups for Delphi.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
that must be torture. She must enjoy
but I'm
it.
wondering, I think I wonder if she was there that day to if she was actual law enforcement, like doing her little undercover thing, like trying to hear and listen to stuff. I mean, I really do wonder that. So, I wish I could, that's why I couldn't pull her up on Facebook, is because she was like blocked, like where no one could look her up, and she couldn't look me up. It was the weirdest thing, but she was so nice, and she waited for us every time we go up to the next place. She'd sit on a bench and wait to make sure we go up to the next section and the next section.
I was going to say, I'm curious with hanging with Sonny, because you said that they're approximately around 60 years old. So is that who you're speaking of, hanging with Sonny? A couple of people that were in their 50s, 60s, that area? This brother and sister team? I don't know.
I would show the picture, but I don't want to
Yeah, I just, it's almost as laughable to me as Garett Kirts saying that he passed the polygraph.
Oh,
They went home and threw them in the closet, contaminated everything else with DNA and stuff like that. But
Randy saw them again because they were from Delphi. I said, Randy, do you remember that couple? And Randy didn't want to answer any questions about it, but I said, do you remember the couple that was at this walk? And I asked him that, I don't know, like a month or two ago. And he's like, yeah.
I'd like to know the names, though. Yeah, that would be interesting, because I'll look them up, I'll look up everything.
Did she ever give us the name of the...
No, she didn't. She didn't remember the names of the channels. It's too bad. The face looks familiar in that picture you sent me, because I've literally looked at thousands of people's Facebooks and Instagrams and different things. And so honestly, it ticks me off, though, because I'm not this well-organized person when it comes to, okay, when you're looking at people and your tails like doing this because this name connects to that name, and then you go to like a Brittany Maxwell and hers connects to the freaking Titus side, Palladino side, every which way but loose side. I can't keep track of all that unless there's some sort of talking thing that I can go add Palladino, add this person. Okay, I would literally have this wallpaper of names, and it's just ridiculous. So it ticks me off when I'm like, I know that name. I know that name. Where didn't I just look at that name? Like just, and sometimes I can be just looking at that name, but I've looked at three others, and I went through that person to that person to get to that person, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, what? And then I'm just like, good night, Sonny. Time to refresh myself in the morning again. Because it's a lot.
It's
a lot.
I just find it bizarre, though, that she said that they pushed the narrative for Anthony Greeno, and they were at the walk for Anthony Greeno.
Purdue. Oh no, Purdue University. Do they have a college, or is it just Purdue University? Delphi. Do you know?
What college is in Delphi? I don't think they have a college. It's a tiny little town.
Yeah, it would probably be in Lafayette, if anything, right? They have Purdue University.
There's like a sub. Yeah, it's a small.
Oh, it's on the way to Purdue.
Yeah. They were just dropping their son off at college. They weren't in Delphi. They were just on their way.
Oh, is Purdue in Lafayette? I always thought Purdue was for some reason.
I didn't know. I thought, is Lafayette like one of their campuses? I didn't know it was in their. It's not their main campus, is it?
That's like what, Deb? 25, 30 minutes away. Lafayette, if I'm saying it wrong. I say a lot of things wrong. Hoosier.
Hoosier.
Oh, see? Hoosier. Hoosier girl. There you go.
Sorry, Deb, but I'm a Buckeye. Oh, wait. Their main campus is in Lafayette. I didn't know that. I dated a guy that graduated from Purdue. I didn't know he ever went to Lafayette. He was a weird dude.
Can you give me 2 secs, Steffa?
What'd you say?
Can you give me 2 secs?
Yeah. We can go if you want to end it.
No, unless you do. I got some time still if you do.
Okay. Well, we can do another 15 minutes, but you go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Okay.
I am so hot. Can you guys see me just sweating here? It's just like, oh my God, I need to get some water.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I had no idea that Purdue was in West Lafayette. Interesting. Yeah, I went to go stay in Lafayette when I went to Delphi, but we ended up staying in something sport. Logansport, I think. Logansport or something like that. I don't know. We stayed there. It was so freaking cold. That's when I met Frank Meister. I met Marv when I went in May of 2021. The trip I was just talking about. Yeah, Logansport. That's it. I didn't realize Purdue was so close. I didn't either. I thought like there was like just one of the campuses. I didn't know that was like their main campus. Very interesting. I sure wish I had that channel that she was talking about, the brother and sister. Or send her the picture of that brother and sister I have and see if it's them.
Maybe one day, maybe Julie Melvin, Deb, or somebody knows who that is. Maybe, unless, put it out there on my channel when I do next live, and to see if anyone knows who this brother and team was back in the day.
Oh yeah, maybe say something. Hey, do you guys remember
who's over in Carroll County there? Because just go ask Greeno. I mean, I'm sure he knows.
Oh yeah, I'll give him a call.
Right.
Visit him. I'll do a visit.
Yeah. Well, you're probably going to have to get past the front desk person who's probably already now fell for his charm. He's a charmer, that boy.
He's not
not to me though.
Attractive.
No. Well, no, but what makes him attractive is because what comes out of here is like vomit,
But even if you looking at him,
he's
not.
Well, you know what? I have this thing with Greeno that my personal funniest thing I like to do is like, hi YouTube, hi Twitter, hi Facebook. This is Anthony Greeno. This is Anthony Greeno. And and I just feel like the whole chat's going, oh my God, it's Anthony Greeno. Here you
go. He was really good at doing videos. Like his Flora
really good.
On point.
Yeah. I watched his whole Flora video. This is what I call unfortunate wrong paths, because I'm not going to put him in the same category as a Garett Kirts. He might have done many of things that he's not very proud of, or he shouldn't be very proud of, but he's made a lot of wrong decisions. But I'm a creative person, And I know if I really set my sights on doing amazing work, I can when it comes to productions and stuff like that. He is obviously very good at that and does it well. He could have had such great success in his life.
Yeah.
No different than my niece. My niece is a meth head downtown here in Vancouver, unfortunately. She has fought that battle now since she's been 15 years old, on and off. Okay. This girl could have been a great actress. She could have been a model. She could have been many things. And it just saddens my heart. So, Greeno, as much as what comes out of his mouth is like what comes out of Garett Kirts' mouth, in my heart, do I truly feel sad for this person? Absolutely. Because something in their life made them feel anger, resentment. Instead of being a victim, and being stronger, and making a better life for yourself, they keep choosing to play the victim role.
Yeah.
The poor me syndrome, poor me, send me money, poor me, I'm in jail. Hey, anyone, I'm just going to come do a live, and here's my PayPal link, just so I can get some more money out of people. And it's sad, it's sad because there's so much potential there. And that's what makes it sad. Even Garett Kirts and Ashley make it sad. They took wrong choices, but their choices led them to the killing of people, well, at least for Garett Kirts.
He even
And
said
so,
that in his
yeah,
video.
I mean, it's like he says, I take responsibility, but hey, Ashley, like, for instance, at Nicole's death, that Ashley was a big, huge part
Oh yeah.
of that. That's just jealousy, right? It's kind of like having the princess and the frog is really what it was. Like, she should have been jealous. I mean,
She
she's
was
so
a beautiful
insecure.
girl.
Yeah, she's so insecure. But that's not the reason why Nicole. I mean, that's a part to me of the reason why Nicole died. But there's more to it because they were talking about killing her a few months prior to that already. There's more to that, and I'm sure it was to do about probably with the meth ring, right? You don't touch people and their drugs. You don't. You don't. You don't mess with that if they're especially like have a big drug business going on. You probably got some cartel there in there that you don't mess with that with those people, and that's why they'll teach you a lesson, and your lesson will be your child. If that happens to be the Delphi motive, I think it is. I think everything adds up to show that, but I'm not going to confirm or say that it is.
I think, I mean, in my opinion, that's what happened, but that's just my opinion. And think for yourself. I'm so glad you made it. I love her. She's another creator, but she's
Yeah.
like, she
Think for
has,
yourself. Yeah.
she does. I would love for her to get her take on the the cryptic note, because she looks at uh, totally different. Like, we don't agree on like Chris Watts or anything like that, because she is more, would I say conspiracy theory? I'm kind of conspiracy theory too. What would you call it? Think for yourself if you're still in chat. Like red flags. I don't know. I'm trying, like,
For what, Steffa?
find signs and things that I don't. Maybe because I don't understand. But she looks at things, and she analyzes them and can find signs and different things. And I would just like to hear her opinion on the cryptic note.
Does she know anything about the Delphi case, really?
I don't know. She's ever looked at
Meaning,
Delphi.
if someone doesn't know about Delphi,
I just would like to see what if she found
yeah,
signs.
they're not going to understand that cryptic note, really, besides the fact of it, obviously there's meaning behind it, but it's one of those things that, yeah, unless you understand Delphi, people can look, well, there's my husband just coughing up along there back behind. But yeah, it's I call it when your little red alerts go off, that when you see something, for instance, even if somebody doesn't know about Delphi, but they've heard that some girls have been murdered, you kind of give them the gist, and then go like, well, look at this. Do you think that this means anything? But in general, it wouldn't mean anything to anybody that didn't know about Delphi. They'd just be like,
Um,
"Oh, that looks like chicken scratch and drawings and words," and
she
so
doesn't look. She looks at at signs, like signs that did it really even happen? Did
yeah.
is it the government?
Oh,
That kind of thing. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, when I say like it's totally different, but when I'm curious to see what her signs, what she would think of this of signs.
yeah,
It'd
absolutely.
be interesting.
I, you know what? Sorry, that what brought back a memory here was, and I love you, Curly. I remember when Curly said to me, like, Sonny, they planted that note on Jason Palladino's. They wanted people to find it. The FBI did. They planted it there, and I'm like,
Oh God.
and what planet did you just fall from? Because chances of that, yes, let's go to different people's Facebooks and plant signs so that you can find these signs and that you can tell the story because we're leading you to the story.
That sounds
Yeah,
like Curly.
sounds a little far out there to me. Love you, Curly, if you see this. But you know, I just remember that, and I was just like, these people are not planting cryptic notes on Jason Palladino. The FBI is not sitting there going, you know, Sonny, Justice, I want you to solve it. Instead of us solving it, why don't you solve it for us? You know?
I love him too. I was in his one of his chats, and he had this guy's picture up, and he was an older guy, probably like 60, and he said that it was Cody Patty, and I'm
Oh,
like, I said, I go, that's not. I was put in the chat, that's not Cody Patty. He's like, yeah, that's Cody Patty. And I said, what's your email? I sent him a picture
yeah.
of Cody Patty's Facebook. I was like, this is Cody Patty.
You know,
And
like, you know what? Just because you brought up him, that reminds me of something. So, what is it that Cody Patty and that guy, some sort of rap song, the lyric thing that they were doing, supposedly, you know, talking about a 14-year-old, you know, I netted a 14-year-old. Then you have Garett Kirts on the 26th of December of 2016, of course, right in that same area. What is it with a mother on Garett Kirts' Facebook accusing him of trying to pick up his daughter, that's a 14-year-old, that Garett and them are having a conversation, that Keegan Klein is like talking with the 13 and 14. What the heck is it with all this 14-year-olds,
I
13,
don't
14-year-olds?
know.
Like, meaning all in that same area of time, you know. And then Garett Kurtz, a part of that conversation, like, it's obviously something that happened a few years ago, and if anyone doesn't know, it's the one where he's got his hair cut and he's looking at his phone, and then there's this odd conversation that comes about, you know, Klutz, remember what happened in, you know, your that shed or type of thing, and they're talking about a shed, and it was like something about a garage, and his friend did something really strange, but they're talking about, I think Kurt said something like, well, I think maybe I like him older now. Oh, slime ball.
Ew, gross.
Yeah. You got some new subscribers coming
I
along.
know
That's
it's getting
great.
ready to look. JDR. I'm
Hi,
so glad.
JDR.
I am. Is that one of your regular subscribers?
Yeah, JDR.
I don't know why I don't remember that name. JDR, thank you so much. I'm so glad to have you part of our family.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Nice group of followers. And so, yeah, again, if anyone hasn't subscribed to me or Steffa, you know,
Yes, make sure you're
like and
subscribing to
subscribe
Sonny.
button. Yeah. Oh,
We've been
like,
dropping your link.
yeah.
Um,
It's crazy. Like the amount of subscriptions. I'm amazed one hasn't gone off now, actually. No, they don't go off all the time, but also now look at the subscribers and I'm like, whoa, another 20 just subscribed. And sometimes the sound of the siren goes off, woo, 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 you know. That means the subscriber is subscribing, but it doesn't always go off because I've noticed that it goes off sometimes. But it is a really nice community that we have.
yes,
We try to keep it, you know, like give information, but keep it lighthearted by the same token. Try to put out information that, you know, to keep people in the knowing that want to listen and just bring awareness to the case. At the end of the day, we can contribute. No, we're not going to be doing the resting. I mean, I would love to drag Keegan Dunker's ass right in front of Doug Carter and say, "Fess up." Just fess up right there. Just tell me you were on the bridge that day. I don't, you don't have to say you did part of it. I don't even know what part you played, but you were on the bridge. Go fess up over there. So let me put it this way. If I lived in Indiana right now, I'd be like, rap, rap, rap. Excuse me, Keegan, can I talk to you, please? Oh, excuse me, Garrett, can I come see you? Excuse me, Ashley, can I talk to you? Hey, what's this cryptic note exactly mean? Okay, just tell me. I'd be that person. I'm not one of the that gets I'm not a scaredy cat. I'm a truth seeker, you know? And it's just like, yeah, don't threaten me, blah, 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 go away. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. If you're in the center of Delphi or that area, and there's this one guy that I was talking to, I think, well, actually it was Mike Hiddle. Mikey Hiddle was there and he was on the live, right? And so he was there when Nicole Bowen was murdered, but not when she was actually, like, meaning he was part of the case, but he never got charged because he didn't have the involvement of it. He was actually driving somewhere at the time and then came back to the trailer. And like I said, something obviously happened to Nicole by this point. And it's just, I'm so sorry, you guys. I literally lost my point to bringing up Mikey Hiddle. What were we just talking about, Stasa?
Now
I
I
brought
lost
him up
my
for a
train of
reason.
thought.
Oh, somebody, what were we just talking about? Come on now. Come on, chat. See, this is where I'm
Yeah,
getting.
Kat, we need you to keep us on track.
I know, no, but it's like when I start going into a deeper thought, the next thing I'm like, shit. Then my brain packs because I'm
So you
going,
have ADD,
what the
so
heck did I bring him up for again? It was for a purpose. It was for a reason. Chat, come on, hit rewind or something.
hit rewind.
I hate it when I do that. And now I'm thinking too hard, so it's just not going to come back to me. But I brought him up for a reason because of what we were talking about. I'm sorry, people.
You were taking him. You were taking. You were going to go to. You're not
Oh,
afraid. You
I
would
think I
go
was
to
talking
the
about
prison.
Delphi. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So Mikey Hiddle said, I would never enter Carroll County without a gun.
Mm.
That's how you were saying Kitty was on the bridge. Thanks. Hi, Copper. Sneaks in there. How you doing?
Copper. Hey,
Yeah.
Copper.
How you doing? And again, Copper and who's in there? Copper's made some really nice donations to our channel. So I just want to say appreciation to Copper. I know some people have more means and some people don't and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to show appreciation, just like QWERTY has done as well. But it does help out, with the expenditures of how much it costs. I really do enjoy the programs and bringing content in the best way I can. But one of my biggest things is the searching aspect. I use Intellius, but I would like to use a few more. It's just that it gets costly, right? I got my regular bills to pay. I can only put so much out each month. So I'm just saying, thank you guys so much for your support, regardless if it's just, even if it's just a like and subscription, something, right? Because it's one of those things. If people are coming to your channel because they want to watch your content, then minimum they could do is just hit that thumbs up for
Wait
us.
a minute. For some reason, that True Crime Web came up, but I modded him. I modded Steve, so I don't know if this is like a troll.
Sonny's community is very respectful and has been very kind to me. Let me see. Like that's something Steve would say. He's modded. I can see it. He's got a wrench.
Girl.
Oh, girl, you're looking at the wrong
because I'm
thing.
in StreamYard. That's why.
You're in StreamYard. Yeah, you don't see it. I do that so many times.
I'm like, somebody's trying to pretend like they're Steve. Okay, sorry, Steve. It's you. So I just got your back. That's all.
Yeah, Mikey Hiddle was never charged. He was there live. Right, exactly. And I'm pretty sure, even though he might disagree, I'm pretty sure that when Open Secrets talks to Chris Mathis and he goes, oh, you mean M? He's not. And then she's like, Palladino. And then he's like, oh, no, because he's talking about is Mikey, because he thinks that she's talking about the people that were there. So even though he never got charged, but it was it wasn't like she was trying to say Palladino, and he's like, and then I don't know, but to me he's acting stupid there because he's like, Palladino, nah, like who are they? And to be honest with you, he might actually really not know who they are because people from Kentland don't necessarily know all those people that are in, like Yeoman or whatever. So, I mean, it could very well be true. Or like Mikey, right? He will not talk about the Palladinos at all.
Was
At
he
all.
probably afraid? Shit. Excuse my language.
He said he would never enter Carroll County without a gun. Yeah. But he, meaning for him, you just don't touch that name. You could tell. You just don't touch it. So,
Steve, would you ever enter Carroll County without your gun? Did he leave?
well, he's probably still there.
He popped up for a minute.
Yeah. So we'll go what? Maybe another 10 more minutes and then head off. You're at 2 hours and 50 minutes.
2 hours. Yes. We're at almost 3 hours. That's the longest one I've had. It does go by fast though.
It does. It does. Honestly, there's some days I like, I can just go, oh, here, I dab at him, get off. I can still go another couple hours tonight. Yeah. Like yesterday I could have, if I really wanted to.
I know something interesting we were talking about last night was, early this morning at 4 till 4:30. And I don't want to go on a whole tangent because this could go on a total tangent, but I want you to look it up. It was, we were talking about, we got on the OJ case.
Okay.
And I was telling my story. And Mom, if you are in the live, would you please say hello? Because we're talking about OJ now.
Mom, how rude. Say hi.
Rude, Mom. I'm like mad now at my daughter, my mother. Like, they are both cut off. Like,
yeah.
I refuse to go to Europe now with you, Mother. I'm not going to Europe with you.
Yeah.
Oh, she keeps going, let's go to Europe. I want to go to Europe. Just like
my twin is actually going on her Alaska vacation from COVID time when it started, and it had to get rebooked. So actually, I'm not sure when she's leaving, but right quick here, if she hasn't already, she's going on the Alaskan cruise with her a couple of kids. Yeah. Yeah.
I've never been to Europe. I've never been out of the United States. So this will be like awesome. Well, I told her, I'm like, I can't go right now. Like, I have to work. Like, I'm like a normal person. Like, we work.
But obviously your mom doesn't love you because she's not answering you. So
yeah, so she's fired too. Everybody's fired.
Fired as a mom.
So
just until she needs something from you. That's it, Mom.
Right. Yeah, I'll call you tomorrow.
Yeah, then she'll love you again.
Okay, so we're on the OJ case, and I was saying, I'm like, yeah, when I was how my mom believed OJ was innocent, and how when I was having my daughter, we're in the delivery room.
Innocent? Did I just hear that right?
100%.
Oh my God.
Innocent. And so we're in the delivery room for those couple days, and my mom is like watching the OJ trial, and I'm going, oh my gosh, like for real? Like, it's embarrassing, like, Mom. And so then I have her, she's in her little pumpkin seat, and we're at Applebee's, which is, I don't know if you guys have that there, but it's like a restaurant. And the verdict's coming out. And my mom, I'm like, oh God, Mom, please don't embarrass us. Please. Well, Brittany's a baby, but so, anyway, she goes, that he comes up not guilty, and she starts clapping, and she's so happy, right? And I'm like, everybody's like, what? Upset, mad, but my mom's thrilled. So we talk about this. My mom supported him so much, she paid to get like a basketball that he signed to support OJ. Okay.
She's not intuitive if she thought he was innocent.
So I'm talking about this. And so I'm in Lana's, chat. So I was on her panel. Selena goes, I know you do, Steve. That's why I said that. I said, she says, it wasn't him that did it. And I was like, what? And she goes, he came afterwards, but it was his son, Jason. I said, what? She goes, because that night, check this out. So this retired law enforcement officer became a let me look at this guy's name. I'm going to look it up on my phone. He researched the case and for like 18 years, and he wrote this book. But that's when we were looking at the pictures, right? He's from Texas. He researched it. He actually got the son who, okay, this is not me. This is allegedly, this is in the book. This is not my opinion. That this guy, what's his son's name? Not Jason. That Jason, the son, that night they were he's a chef, and they were supposed to go to his restaurant. And Nicole decided she didn't want to go there. She ended up going to the mezzanine and did a no call, no show, whatever. And he had his knives with him. And I guess, well, he was showing his other arrest records where he's gotten violent with his knives on since then. And he's on medication. But he ended up having, I guess, he went to the hospital because he had cuts. And so he is like telling all these, like, in this book. And I was like, I'm actually just going to pull it up on my computer. Pretty, like, what? I've never even heard this theory. So it's one of my mom.
And it's a good, no, it's not even, well, I mean, hey, whatever, it's a theory, but,
okay. I want to hear this, or what this guy's name is. Okay.
Your mama naive, Lisa says.
Okay, Jason. Wait, I guess I should put in private investigator.
He pretty much admitted it afterwards, actually, not too long ago.
Yeah, he put, if I was the
right, that exactly, yeah. That interview, yeah.
Private investigator wrote
the glove don't fit, piece of quit.
Jason Simpson killed Nicole. Okay. OJ is innocent and I can prove it. That's what it's called. I'm like, I want to read. She said it's a really good read. I'm like, really? I've never heard
I guess if you want to hear fiction over.
I just thought his name is William Deere. The book was published in 2021. Now the book cover looks familiar. So I've got to read this book.
Yeah. Yeah. So I watched the whole OJ case myself.
That's like my mom. She was obsessed. And like I told you, watching it when I was having a baby.
Yeah. To just tell your mom the only difference is that I'm right, she's wrong. That's the only difference. OJ absolutely killed his wife. I'm so glad that karma came back at his ass as well, and that he got charged for stealing all those trophies and whatever happened there, and he got all those years, and then he comes out and he starts going in that interview, and you might as well just said, yeah, you're right, I did it, because he can't get double charge, right? Double jeopardy or whatever it is. So he can't get retried for that murder. But crazy case. Well, it was crazy just because of, that whole, oh God, oh my God, the glove don't fit. Please acquit. Yeah.
Who said that about my mom? Hey, Lisa, don't say anything negative about my mama. She is pretty freaking awesome.
Oh, I already made fun of that one.
Trust me, she is not naive. She's helped save a lot of lives in this world. Yeah. I will give her that. But when it comes to the OJ case, she has her reasons. I agree.
Yeah, okay. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I have. You think he's guilty too? I think he's guilty. But she just for her.
I know. Lisa
have a different thing. So she goes out to LA. This was Brittany's 2 or 3 now. It was during they had the construction guys out there in LA. So she goes out there and she said she's going out there with her, or for her husband was shooting a thing for Forbes magazine, which he was one day. So she goes back there and has plastic surgery. Didn't tell anybody that part. but she gets pictures at Rockingham. This is how, I mean, I want to say she was obsessed. She was obsessed. She gets pictures at Rockingham while she was there. Are you live, Sonny? Journey, she's live. There she is.
I am a robot.
Journey, I'm so glad you're here. I know you weren't, Lisa. I was just giving you things, but where are you? I'm kind of upset with my family right now. That's okay.
Your family, I told you, doesn't love you anymore, so you're just
They
gonna have to
don't.
get your love cup from me, I guess.
I know it's your. Can you do it all, Sonny? Can you be
I
my
can.
friend, my
I
family,
know.
my?
Superhuman powers here.
You are.
Yeah. You want to borrow my crystal ball?
Hey, I probably have a crystal around here somewhere. That old lady that we called my mother at one time, she probably gave me. She's got crystals.
Yeah. I got some over here, but mine's just like $14.99 ones. Something like that.
The
Yeah.
brother, what was his name? I have them. I have their pictures. Hold on.
Did Julia Melvin have a brother?
Is the brother and sister Julie Melvin? No. This person that I had that was at the walk, or is that the name of the person? Is the brother and sister Julie Melvin, who was feeding BS to a shattered mirror? She took her cha mel down when she
I
was
think that's
out.
supposed to be Channel.
Channel down. Oh. Why does the name Julie Melvin? Did she come in?
Well, I know of her name because of Deb. Julia Melvin is, I think she's a friend of Becky Patty's, or yeah. And I think I think what Deb said was like she was the one that was talking and about the 19-year-old in the Snapchat person that Deb, help me out here. I'm trying to remember. All I know is that Julie Melvin was somebody that Deb told me about. I watched her videos, the few that she had on there, and she had gone to the bridge. She was like, I think right there, right after it happened, in a sense, and she walked across the bridge. And
She did a episodes for
Julie's sister to birth mother of Cody. Okay.
she did episode for, isn't she the one that showed the branch for
Well, she went right down to the stream. She showed the sliding
for
of going down the
Gray.
hill.
For Gray. She did the video for Gray.
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't legit?
I think, well, I mean, she only had a few videos. I mean, I liked them. There wasn't much, but she basically did a journey to the Delphi Bridge that I saw, and she has Libby's original Facebook with all the names on there, so that was interesting too, especially the first person on her list that's no longer on her friends list.
Tracy,
Good night,
I'm
Tracy.
so glad you came in and
Thanks,
stayed with us.
Tracy.
I was trying I was gonna get that name, that's what I was doing. See, I got offside. So the majority of us think OJ is guilty. Okay, I agree.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. You know, like, I think it was just one of those things, is that it was one of those crazy cases. Most people knew he was guilty. But right, but you know what I mean? I mean, if everyone all agreed, it would be a very boring world.
Oh my god, yes. Okay, here's this guy. Oh, I'm watching the video. Hold on. Dan. His name is Dan. Let me see what his sister's name is. I put her picture or her thing too. This is Greeno's.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't she the one that posted the photo of Libby funeral? Melvin?
She did?
Yeah, I think it was her. I don't want to say for sure, but I think it was her that posted a picture. I remember seeing the picture.
Oh, Lisa. She said people got mad because she had coroner information. How the heck did she get that?
Well, it's because people have loose lips, regardless.
Yeah, we know.
Well, like, I mean, people simply have loose lips, right? I mean, look at the video I just put out for 4 and 5, right? So that's loose lips right there. Should really someone in a high power be saying that stuff? But obviously, when there's a connection within LE to that, then that stuff's to be expected. Most people can't hold it in if their life depended on it. I mean, I can't say I'm perfect. Sometimes you slip up and, make promises, and it's like, oh crap, I wasn't supposed to say that. But very rare. But I still, we all do that.
Who is Leah? What is that? Show what? As you, Vanessa, you type it as if you just looked right now. Her channel's gone. As if. What point? Inhumanal, she crisis actors is where Megan is at, as in Shannon Bennell. She didn't say they didn't exist. She's saying that in her theory, it never, that she's not saying it didn't. She's saying that her theories are that that crisis actors means that events don't happen and crisis actors exist. And I didn't say that I agree. This was her theory, but I'm not going to put Megan down because I really like Megan, regardless of her theories. But and she's saying no one died. But she didn't say that Bella and Shanann and Cece didn't exist. That's not what she said. She's just saying that she believes that there are crisis actors in certain situations. That's just some reason that some way that she believes, and we have different beliefs. But I like Megan as a person. Let's see. The only videos I really saw were rocking. Are you ready, Sonny?
Are
you ready?
For what? What?
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. You guys, thank you so much for coming. I am so grateful to have all of you coming to my channel. And Sonny, I am so grateful that you came and you stayed with me for 3 hours. And
I can do it.
I know. And I am grateful that you shared all the information you did. I think you're an amazing human being. I really do. And I'm learning so much from you. And I appreciate you bringing it for people, sharing your information that you know to the rest of us and the people that coming from the other communities as well, because they don't have any idea. So I'm grateful for that. Thank you.
I was going to say, I will, I'm an idiot sometimes, because before you started, I was going to hit my record on one of my programs so that way I could upload it to YouTube and put it out there. So I will record this and I will stick it up on my channel, if you don't mind, on my YouTube. So that way I'm going to throw it to Twitter, throw it to Facebook, whatever.
Just hit the share button and it goes out on your channel.
Yeah, good night. And then just hopefully, it throws you some more subscribers your way and get you, get you some more. You know what I mean? I like doing stuff like that because meaning, I know that not everyone thinks the same way or does things, but at the end of the day, I like to see someone when they're starting get their first 1,000 subscribers, so that then they can work on perhaps getting monetized, doing their thing. Even if someone doesn't monetize themselves, it's like reaching a hurdle, regardless. But again, this is for a great purpose. It's helping people. There's nothing to be shamed about that at all. And people that want to shame, too bad for them. But it's a very rewarding thing to know that you're at least at the very minimum sharing things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sharing posts, sharing things. And if you come across one on your Facebook, instead of hitting that share for the meme, how about hitting that share that says somebody's missing? That's all.
And guess who showed up?
Your mom.
She showed up. Mom.
Oh, well, we fell out of love with you about 10 minutes ago, Mom. The love cup's coming from this now.
Mom, don't worry. OJ, you missed last night. Mom, do you still think OJ's innocent? I don't know.
Say no.
I was telling your story about how you watched OJ when I was having Brittany, and how you went out to California when you had your plastic surgery, when Tom was shooting for Forbes magazine one day, and you went to Rockingham. Mom, OJ. We love you caring and sharing. Two sweet ladies. Yeah, we are pretty awesome, Mom. But anyway, back to OJ. Do you still believe OJ is innocent? The
Say
chat
no.
wants to know, Mom. Tell the chat. We all want to know your hypothesis. I was so into that. Yes, Mom. I know.
I was so into that too, Cynthia. I remember watching that. I was on vacation and that thing went forever and a day. I was sitting there literally for 2 weeks, sitting there just absorbing it all.
She said
So,
no. You don't
so
think
you
he's
don't think he's
innocent anymore?
innocent anymore? Is it because of that last interview or that one interview where he's like basically calling himself out? Is that what made you turn that way? Yeah.
Mom, I'm disappointed. I still thought you thought
No,
OJ was.
no, we're happy.
Why
Don't listen to
not?
her. Hey, there we
I
go. The
love
mom, don't
that
listen to
about
her.
you.
Don't
I
listen to
love
her.
that you thought he was innocent.
Well, why?
He's pretty guilty or
No,
quilty.
how about Cynthia? Let's just, I baby steps, but he's all the way guilty. When you can say that,
Mom,
you will be healed and cured. Yes.
Mother, do you remember when you bought the basketballs with his signature on it? And you asked Jeffrey and I if we wanted those for Christmas, and we're like, no. But you bought it for yourself. Do you remember that?
So now
Oh,
she's crossed out the name and put a new name on it now.
that was hilarious. I loved it. My mom's really cool. She really is. He got himself exposed. Well, yeah, he did do that.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like Greeno. It's like you just see the guy and you're just like exposed, dude. Barry Morphew, exposed. OJ
Exposed.
Simpson, exposed. But anyways,
So
thank you.
thank you so much, Sonny. I am
Yeah,
so grateful for you.
thank you, Mom, for finally showing up. And I don't know where your
Yes,
daughter is on there, but yeah, thanks for joining us. Yeah, the last
yes.
second, right? Well, she
The
was
last
maybe
minute.
she could have been sitting there sneaking off in chat, going, "I'm just gonna listen. I hear my name being brought up. I'm just gonna listen." You know, I heard my mom. I heard mom. Yeah.
You had
Anyway,
Johnny Cochran's signature? I didn't know that. I just thought it was OJ.
and Johnny Cochran. Yeah. Yeah. And that's and don't forget because the Kim Kardashian, right? Like their dad was, huge and became even huger because of that case. The Kardashians, do you remember?
Yeah, it broke up his marriage. That case. That's what his wife said.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing shocking about all that stuff anyway. Anyways, look I can
Okay,
tell
Mom.
my whole screen now, it's getting dark out.
Sorry.
I'm turning pink.
Sending you love and light. Thank you so much. I am so grateful, Sonny.
Thank you guys.
All right, I'll
Thank you
see you
for
tomorrow
having
on
me.
your channel.
Yeah, right. Okay,
All
guys.
right.
Have a
Okay.
great night.
You
Take
too.
care. Bye.
Bye.
I guess I got to.
Oh, here. You want me to take you off?
No, I can leave. I know how to leave.
Okay.
Bye.
You got
Bye,
that
guys.
figured out. Now it's just me. All by myself. It broke them up. Yes, Mother, it did. So, Mom, I was telling the story since you were late. That last night I was on a live on somebody's panel. Are you even on? Well, she probably left now anyway. Okay, never mind. Good night, y'all.